live through and have at the ready can sometimes be overwhelming to the most experienced player. This does not make it any less fun, however, and strategy, skill and experience is still the aim here if you want to dominate in the world of New Eden. After playing this game for multiple years, I can tell you that even now, I don't understand how some stuff and aspects work. New players will find themselves referring to guides, how-tos and asking for help in the help chat a lot when they first start. All hail Eve's well-known difficulty curve. The only plus is that completing basic challenges and goals can feel extremely rewarding, considering how much time and effort you have to put into learning what you're doing. Plus, since this is an MMO, you can always join a new player-friendly corp that will guide you through what Eve has to offer, with some even going as far as giving you ships, skill books, items, and even ISK, which is the in-game currency, to help you and keep you interested in the game. Make it past this initial new player phase and I can almost guarantee you will be hooked for life. The game never gets stale. Once you know what you are doing and can fit a ship and have the confidence to travel around and try new things, you will find unlimited content available to you. This ranges from mining raw materials, manufacturing ships, searching the cosmos for lost artifacts, hacking into data banks for tasty loot, creating settlements on planets, completing NPC missions, becoming a space trucker. The list goes on and on and on. And everyone's favourite, flying bigger and more badass ships. There are mass amounts of different ships in Eve, each with its own bonuses and disadvantages. Add to this that there are literally an unlimited way of fitting each ship, means if you ever get bored of one, you can just simply jump into another. Bigger variants of these ships being carriers, dreadnoughts and titans, some of which can go for up to £1,000 in real world money, and yes, some people do sell them on eBay and Craigslist, but you may be voiding the terms, so you might want to check into that first. You should also be aware that to actually get a new character to the point of just being able to sit in one of these huge ships can sometimes cost billions of ISK in skills, and also up to a year, if not longer, of training time. So what about PvP then? The part of EVE Online that gets the most attention from the media, with some of these huge space battles being estimated at thousands of pounds worth of real world money. Well, PvP is everywhere and it's pretty hard to avoid. The space in which EVE is set is split into 3 main security areas, the first being high security space. Here, players get to go about their business pretty carefree, knowing that they have the game's equivalent to space police known as Concord watching their backs. In this area of space, players can still do what they like and even shoot who they like. The safety net, however, comes from Concord. Attack a player unprovoked in a high security system and Concord will warp in a combat fleet and will take you out. There is no escaping them, they are there to destroy you. What area of high sec you're in relates to how fast Concord will respond, sometimes being on scene within a few seconds. This makes high sec rather safe, but not entirely, as some people make a living doing what's called suicide ganking, which is the art of destroying people in high sec, knowing you're going to lose your own ship just to get some loot. The middle ground is low sec. This is where a lot of solo and small gang stuff happens. Here, players are free to attack each other with only a small hit to their own security status. Concord will not deploy fleets or ships here to help defend victims of unprovoked PvP attacks. They do, however, have sentries and small forces based on jump gates, space stations and other important structures, so attacking a person near these will result in the aggressor being targeted. Nullsec by far is the most dangerous place for a solo new player to be. Most of Nullsec is actually owned by player run corporations, and it's not uncommon to see fleets of 50 to 100 ships roaming around looking for things and people to blow up. There is no such thing as Concord here, so fighting can freely take place. The lower the sec you go, the more likely you are to run into PvP. But this risk is not without reward, as there is a lot more money to be made in the lower security systems, with Null having the most profit available for mining, planetary interaction, missions, ratting, exploration and basically everything else you can do there. If you want to fly a spaceship and never be on the receiving end of a blaster, then EVE Online may not be the game for you. The last thing I think is worth knowing about EVE is how the training system works. Unlike other games that sees you grinding for hours to gain experience, EVE uses a time-based system which allows you to continuously train skills without even needing to be online. Want to learn how to mine? Simply buy the skill book, inject it and hit train now. A countdown timer will start, and once it reaches 0, boom, skill is learnt. The advantage of this is that even if you're offline, you are still learning new skills. Hello. It might help if I actually turn the microphone on. So that's recording, that's recording. That should be recording. Lovely. Audio. Do we have any game sound? Ah, I'll play it back now. Ah, there we go. One actually in the stream at the moment. I don't know, maybe one. Let me just play this. Why have we got no game sound then, eh? Should be picking it up. What's going on here then? I was working last time, I haven't done anything. Yeah. Oh, I know, do I need to change? Oh, what do I need to change here? What have I done? Okay, so I can see the voice from the bars from your voice going up and down. Oh, come on, this just is a little bit embarrassing. Why can't I get game sound? Alright, hold on, bear with me. Stop one minute, okay? Any better? I'm still not. Why am I not getting game audio? What's going on here? Could be. It's gonna get a bit funny now, I think. Sounds. Playback. Is that any better? Oh, there we go. For some reason it was trying to play through well, different speakers to what I actually had listening. Okay, so hopefully we're all back. Let's get the game back up so it's not all skippy and jumpy. That's going, that's going. This does not seem to be going now. Come on. Why is that not okay? Oh, come on. Still nothing? Unfair. Right, that should be up and running. In theory, all the bars on my end look good. Says I'm streaming at a fairly decent rate. Nothing's overstressed. Everything seems to be running 60 FPS. 1920. Whatever that number is, meant to be good. Why is it still saying bad stream? Just oh my god, why is it just not working? It was working fine when I tested it like an hour or two ago. Alright, so I think I've got a good picture up now. Okay. Hello all of you awesome people out there, and welcome back to another super awesome, mega wicked cool video done by myself. We have a slight bit of a delay. It did take me a while to get settings going. I'm not sure why. All I've done is actually reduce one or two things to try and get a little bit less of a delay. So hopefully now you've only got like a 10, maybe 15 second delay, as opposed to last time it was like 30 seconds. It was a bit excessive. It's telling me here I have a bad stream. So if anyone is in the chat or watching or listening, then please let me know what it looks like to you, because from my end everything looks absolutely hunky-dory, and we are pretty much ready to go. Let's have a look. I can't really see how many people are in stream. I can see that there has been 2 people, but it doesn't tell me whether they're still here, if they've gone, or anything like that. All I have is in big red letters, stream status is bad. I'm not streaming fast enough, although OBS is telling me that I've got a steady stream of 5,000 kilobits a second, which that should be fine enough. There's no frames dropped. It's recording at 60 FPS or streaming at 60 FPS. I'm only at like 31% CPU, which is quite low, so I don't know. I'm just going to crack on regardless. In fact, what I am going to do is quickly, sorry for you guys who've been waiting. I know I am like 20 minutes late now, and the time just gets away from you. Let's have a look on here. I'm just going to quickly on my phone switch account to my non-account. Take an ear off my headphones so I can see here. Let's see if this is actually working. 20 minutes late now, and the time just gets away from you. Let's have a look on here. I'm going to quickly on my phone switch account to... Oh, that's good to me. I've no idea why it's saying it's a bad stream on this end, but it's working absolutely perfectly on the phone. And that's going through the official YouTube app, so I'm going to crack on regardless of that big red "it's not working" icon. If anything that does screw up on the way, then please let me know. So let's get into it. I think we've wasted enough time already. So I have people in my corp talking to me in case... what I was going to say then. Basically, my corp is at war at the moment with like a one-man corp who's decided to war deckers and try and take out our miners. So from time to time I might be chatting away in corp just to let people know, you know, as they're logging on, that we are now at war. So please don't be flying your stupidly expensive fit orcas, because you could lose them. So if we go into the fitting window here, we can see the Legion I'm planning on using. Good point, I should really mention what we're doing in this video. I'm all over the place now after 20 minutes of messing around. Today I'm going to be doing exploration. I've picked 2 ships. I've picked this Legion as like the higher, more experienced, I wouldn't say more experienced, but players who've been playing a while obviously are going to move away from the Tech 1 frigates exploration ships, and it goes more towards like Asteros, Stratioses, and personally I'm now going to be using this Legion. I want to see how it handles. I haven't been doing any exploration in any of the Tech 3 cruisers since they made the changes to the these things. I forget what they're called. Oh my god, my head is all over the place at the moment. What the hell are they called again? I forget. Subsystems, that's it. I don't know why I had to click all them to remember it, but yeah, the subsystems. I haven't done any exploration since they changed the subsystem, so I'm just going to take a second, have a drink of water and breathe, because like I said, my head for some reason now is scrambled. I'm rushing around trying to get everything working. Right. Let's refresh and restart, shall we? Okay. So, hello Jonathan, how's it going, matey? Okay, I do this in every stream, by the way, for something, because the chat's on that screen over there. I look that way to talk to you guys. I know I should be looking in the camera, but I'm just going to start this from scratch. We're just going to ignore like the last 20-25 minutes, even though it was just supposed to start like 25 minutes ago. So hello all of you awesome people out there, and welcome back to another super awesome, mega wicked cool video done by myself. Make that a stream done by myself. And in this stream we're going to be doing a little bit of exploration. I've got 2 ships in mind. I'm going to be using the Legion, which is a nice, absolutely lovely ship. I love it. It can be obviously refitted to do pretty much anything you want in EVE, and this is fitted obviously for exploration and running data and relic sites. I haven't used any T3 cruisers for exploration since they made the changes to the subsystems, so this will be a first time, and I'll be trying to tackle some sleeper sites in this as well. We'll see how we get on with that. But I also have as a second fit, which I will be using first. All that, and it's under frigates and more Magnate. I'm going to be using this one. Now this is obviously for, well, anyone who first starts the game wants to get into exploration. You're going to be using a Tech 1 frigate, and for more obviously you're going to be using the Magnate. And I've fit this very cheaply. I've put, except for the Tech 2 warp core stabilizers in the bottoms, I've put Tech 1, no I haven't, that's Tech 2 as well, Tech 1 data and relic analyzers, modified cloaking device, probe launcher 1s, everything on 1s at this side. And I tried to fit this ship as cheaply as I could. So we're going to be jumping into wormholes with this to begin with, and I haven't actually bought one of these yet. So let's grab one now, so we'll buy all of them. And I mean, costing 8 million is really quite good considering the amount of money which we could make. So flying this ship. Magnate, there he is. Let's open him up, enter the simulation on that, and fit it for this active ship. Yes, we'll fit the rigs, you know we'll lose them if we try to take them off. Right, so there we go. Here is my Magnate, which is going to put a nice skin on. I've actually got 2 skins for this one. We have the Sarum, I think that's how you say that, which is a nice red and gold, which looks absolutely lovely. And we have the Purity of the Throne, which actually looks quite nice as well, but it's a little bit plain on white, so I'm going to be going with the Sarum since it's a little bit rarer. I think it's an older kind of skin, so we'll be keeping that on there. And I'll just quickly run down the fit properly on this one. So we have the core probe launcher 1 and the prototype cloaking device 1 in the highs. We have the Tech 1 data analyzer and Tech 1 relic analyzer, as well as the 1 MN afterburner 2. We've got a whole rack of warp core stabilizers down here, and we've got small auxiliary thrusters, low friction nozzle and a low friction nozzle. Now my theory behind this ship is it's never going to win in any kind of fight unless I come across like another Magnate. Joe, it'll be 50-50 whether you actually take it out. So the idea of this is I'm going to be jumping into wormholes. I'm going to be doing all my exploration today in wormholes. I'm going to be going into a wormhole, dropping my probes, which I have 16 of in my cargo hold, and basically I'm just going to try and be as sneaky as I can and not get caught by anyone. I'm trying to fit this for speed-ish, so obviously kind of limited to the fact that it's got minimum, you know, CPU and power grid, and I suppose I've got to maybe swap this out for a 10mm and put some extra CPU on it. But basically I'm fast enough to try and run away. I'm stabbed up to death, so I should be able to escape unless someone's bought like 2 or 3 warp scrams with them, and I can cloak up while I'm scanning down the wormholes. That's pretty much all I've got to say for this one, so we're going to take this one straight out. And unfortunately I am in Jita. I was hoping to be closer to like a quieter system, so we'll travel there now. Let's go towards let's just take a few jumps this way, so obviously you don't want to be jumping into wormholes really close to Jita because they're pretty much going to be packed. Okay, so when it comes to exploration, I've always thought it was a really good way of making ASK. I will be honest, and I've not done exploration for probably a good few months now since I last actually jumped into a wormhole and started scanning things down. But definitely as a new player, it was the route I went down to make money, and I was actually shocked at some of the money you could make in an hour. On a really good day, you could come back with, you know, hundreds of mil in your cargo easily. In fact, one of the first times I went into a wormhole, it actually closed behind me, and I was forced to jump through like 10 wormholes until I could find a null sec system to get out of wormhole space. And then, so it was the sweat was dripping off me because I was a new player and I had like 200 odd mil in my cargo, and I was like, oh my god, I need to get this back. So there is good money to be made in wormholes. It's also bad money to be made as well. I mean, it's not impossible to go out for like an hour and have like 20 mil later, but then on the next stage I think you get a little bit more. You can obviously just bring the 8 probes with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that, but because obviously these things hold 8, so you need 8 to scan. But if you do bring 16, you'll find that as soon as you deploy a set of probes, your probe launcher will automatically reload, so you've always got probes ready, so you don't need to worry about, you know, when you call them back you have to remember to reload them before you go into the next system or anything. It's just as soon as you launch them you can warp off and go cloak up while, so you know that you're going to be reloading probes ready for the next time. Works particularly well if you're using combat probes and combat probing things down with ships and stuff. It's nice to always have something loaded rather than jumping into a system and having to wait like 10 seconds or whatever it is for them to be back online. So let's have a look. How many people have we got in the stream at the moment? I wish I had like an active count somewhere on here. It says peak concurrence is 6, so at some point I've had 6 people watching. So to all you 6 people out there, how's it going? Hope you're having a good night. If you haven't already, then I'm just going to plug my channel up. But if you haven't already, then please hit the subscribe button down below. I have started streaming, and it might not be very consistent yet, but at least it will always be about this time of day. Days I might be streaming could be, well, any day really. But yeah, I haven't got like a set timetable or anything. I do try and bring one video out a day. Occasionally I do miss a day. And on days where I've either got something I'd like to stream or I feel like streaming, or I don't know, maybe I need a break from editing and recording, obviously I'll jump on a stream. Let's have a look at my wallet. I don't really want the core wallet open at all. I'll also get rid of this. My wallet's looking quite bad at the moment. I've had to start stealing money from my other characters. You see there, another one there's giving me like a few odd bits and bobs she's got, because like I said, it's been a while since I've done exploration. It's been a while since I've actually done anything kind of related to making money. A lot of people get set in like one of two mind frames. One is, oh, let's go out and make money in our nail mining or nail exploration, and so it is interesting, it is fun, and hey guys, thanks for you all saying hi now. And so that can be fun, but occasionally you're like, I'm bored of making money now, I want to go and try PvP, I want to go and try running the Abyss sites. I mean, I've been running the Abyss sites near enough non-stop for like the last few weeks. Only the level 2s, I'm trying to bring my confidence up to do the level 3 solo, because that's obviously the next step I need to do. But I've not been worrying about money at all, and as you can see, it's slowly started to take a hit on my wallet. But not to worry, it's like something I need to deal with. Okay, so like I said, our corp has suddenly gone to, or someone's declared war on my corp, but it's nothing major. It's a one-man corp who has a kill board full of killing miners. So nothing to worry about. But I've just found that we have lots of allies and stuff like trying to join us. What was that? I swear I've just seen like a light flickering up there. Lots of allies and stuff joining us at the moment, which is lovely. There's another one here who wants to join, so why the hell not? If you want to get involved, then you can do. I'm starting to think that maybe this corp is war deck, also knowing that everyone else is going to jump on so they can get more kills or something. I don't know. All I know is I've told my guys not to fly orcas and stuff solo, because you might well lose it. Until I actually jump into a wormhole, I don't really have much to say, so I'm just going to keep it jibber-jabbering away. Hello Xbox, I thought you were going to bed early, matey. What's going on? Michael, hello to you. Dave and Zachent. That's how I said that. Sounds almost French though. Nice name. And Julian as well. How's it going, guys? Nice to see you. I can't believe that, like on my third stream, or I mean my first stream, I had like me and 2 other people in it, and now might not seem like much, but just having like 5 different people all chatting in, all saying hi anyway in the chats. It's quite nice to see. Hopefully it'll keep building and building and building. Right, so I think we're in a nice enough place now, close to our corpse kind of home system. I've lost what I'm doing now, train of thought. In case you don't know, I do use 2 screens, obviously, because I keep looking this way and the cursor's going off screen. But I usually have like 2 screens full of the game, so I have a lot of like extra space on this side for windows. But obviously when I'm streaming, I've got it reduced it a bit so I can see what's going on. So occasionally I do lose windows and stuff. But we're in a system now which I'm happy to start scanning down. So I'm just going to see if there's any wormholes in here. In case you don't know, to get to your probe scanner, in case you don't know, so it's pretty easy. It kind of tells you in tutorials, but you can simply click scanners here, go to the left for probe scanner, and that defaults on mine to go to the other screen, so I'll just drag it back over here. I'm also going to bring over my D-scan, but that's not open already, because D-scan, when you're going into any type of low sec, null sec, or wormhole is extremely important. Okay, Xbox, yeah, the guy we're at war with hasn't even turned up yet, so God knows what he's planning. Where can I put this? Because I know my camera's... It's going to have to go there, so where my camera is, I'll let you guys know if I actually see anything that's worth shouting out. That's exactly right. I wonder if I can just put it down there. Can you guys see that there? So what's the delay on this? I can see there's a delay of about 10-15 seconds. Which is a little bit behind, but not majorly, and hopefully I haven't naffed up the quality too much in order to get that delay down. So take that off. That was just sheerly for when I'm combat probing around. So yeah, so you want descan open at all times. Just gonna nail that there, I think. And the screen is quickly going to start filling up with little windows and stuff. So I'll do my best to try and not cover up anything too important. Obviously descan, make sure it's working and set correctly before I go anywhere. So combat's going to show me any scanner probes. Combat scanner probes are important. If you're going into wormholes especially, you want to make sure that you are on descan. So you have scanner probes and combat scanner probes selected, because, well, a lot of people obviously use cloaks there, so they're going to find you through scanning. Yeah. So I've got my combat open there, nothing else showing, don't want any junk appearing in there. Everything's set to full. Let's open up. Where's this going to default to? Anyway, that's defaulted to the other side here. Right, so what we need to do, simply, if you're scanning down, it's going to do a little quick how-to on this, is you simply double-click it's always good to have these listed by ID. If you have them listed by distance or signal or group or anything like that, you'll find as you scan them down, they'll jump around in the list, and you'll end up scanning the top one over and over and over again as it's moving around. It's basically just have them by ID and start at the top. So double click that. All I want to do now is simply drag me combat probes over and down. So what I've done now, obviously, is in the top view, center on the X, side view, just use the up and down arrow and just center on the X again. Now I have short keys set for mine, so the plus key on my keyboard makes it bigger, minus makes it smaller, and 0 scans. And all you want to do is just scan it. It's got a red orb circle like this around it. You want to make sure that your probes are covering that entire orb. So it doesn't mean that the site's here, so right where the X is, it could be anywhere within this big globy thing. Oh, Ent is short for entertainment, and Dave and Zach is my friend. You had a good day. I've had a very good day, to be honest, matey. I haven't really done much today, but I had a nice little lie-in this morning, which is always nice. So I've double-clicked this again. A nice little lie-in this morning, which is always nice. Other than that, I can't even remember what I've done. I haven't really done anything. Just had a nice lazy relaxing day. Played Minecraft with my little one. It's always fun to see his little imagination going. Although I did put him away from creative today, because we've made all sorts in creative, and we went onto the proper game, survival, and he was quite confused at why we couldn't now run up to the zombies and stuff and say hi like we usually do. We used to treat them as friends on creative. But obviously now we can't. Am I using the sisters probes? I'm not, am I? Is that why this? I'm thinking this is taking a... Yeah, it's just normal scanner probes. This is taking a while. Usually after like 2 or 3 goes of scanning it, I've got it, but... Yeah, that's how much difference it's combat site anyway. We don't want that. So as soon as we see combat site pop up here, we know it's not for us. We want to see wormhole pop up there. So simply drag them back in, and now, as I said, don't need to worry about reloading because we've already got them loaded up. So I'm going to jump into Rowhammer. Someone correct me if I'm saying that wrong, because that is like one of our main systems which we kind of operate in. So I've always pronounced it Rowhammer, and I think most of the guys in the corp now call it Rowhammer because that's just how I say it. I was checking chats and stuff as well. I haven't been online for most of the day. I think I jumped on for maybe 20 minutes in total, so a lot of people now are popping up saying, hey, how's it going? Should we do this? Do you want to do that? It's like, no, I'm streaming, leave me alone. Xbox, you just came on to see if he has been on after downtime. I haven't seen him. I mean, I've been in Jita just messing around when I was in this area earlier today, and I haven't seen him. Right, so starting this one, so like I said, we've got it listed by ID. See, if I had it listed by signal or name, as I started scanning this one down, the distance might change and it'll put it below. So this one here, and that means by default I'll just start scanning the top one down still, and it'll be a completely different site, and it can end up taking forever. But enough about that. We're going to open up the little map view as well. Double click the one we want to get. Launch our probes would help. Oh yes, I am still. Yeah. There we go. Still cloaked up. Now we can launch our probes in pinpoint formation. You never, when you're scanning like normal scanner probes, you never need to use this launch spread formation. That's more for combat probes. Anything that can be scanned down will be listed in the list so straight away, so you can just simply double click on it. When you're using scanner probes to get ships and structures and stuff, so this list is empty and you have to kind of use this one here, which will scan the whole system. So to find them on your list, to start scanning them down normally. Right, so on this one here. There you go. And I'm just going to start rearranging a few things. So I just realised that my mic's in the complete wrong place and I'm missing the bottom half of my screen. Let's put it about there. There we go. Keep scanning this top one down until I get actually into a wormhole and we can start looking at scanning, doing the sites. There's not really much I can say, but try and make a little bit of small talk. And since this is only my third stream, I do struggle a little bit with the small talk, as you can imagine. It sounds easy, just talking non-stop and trying to be a little bit entertaining or insightful. But you try actually just sitting down for half an hour and talking to someone who's not actually in the room with you and not responding, because obviously the chat's delayed anyway. It can be a little bit difficult. In fact, I was giving comments to someone in a Facebook group I'm in for like, I forgot to narrow that down, who said, I've started streaming, any tips and advice would be good. And I was watching his stream, and to be honest, for like the first half an hour he said nothing. He literally was just playing Fortnite. There we go, got a wormhole. He was literally just playing Fortnite, silence, and then one person would jump into his stream and he'd be like, oh hey, how's it going guys, welcome to my stream, I'm playing Fortnite, I'm using this gun, I'm doing this, that and the other. And I'm losing me concentrate. Did I even narrow that down again? I didn't, did I? But yeah, as soon as after like literally like 2 or 3 minutes, and this guy would leave, whoever was watching, he would just go silent again. And I was saying to him, so you're streaming to YouTube, so at the end of the day, YouTube's going to save it as a video. You want to try and talk as what's going on here? You want to try and talk as much as you can, because at the end of the day, if no one watches the stream and no one actually gets involved, at least I have a video up, which people can come back to if they've got like an hour to kill and watch. And the last thing you want to do is watch my mug in the corner just staring blankly at the screen saying nothing to you. There we go. Right, so let's get into some content, what we're actually meant to be doing today. So I'm going to call them back. Now what you could do is I could scan these 3 down as well and get like maybe there's 2 or 3 wormholes here and pick one. So pick the better one, because there's different types of wormholes. But since I'm in a Magnate, I'm just going to basically jump into each one and see how far I can push this thing. Anything nearby? Right, so when you first get to a wormhole, it's going to be a bit weird having these 2 here. You usually have this side of the screen blank. When you get to a wormhole, if you simply show the information, you'll see it's an unstable wormhole deep in space. This kind of wormhole usually collapses after a few days and can lead anywhere. This usually says the same. This one here, the wormhole seems to lead into unknown parts of space. Since it says unknown parts of space, we know it's going to go into J space, so wormhole space. If it says something like it leads into low security or null security space, obviously that's where it's going, or less secure space, something it says. The wormhole is beginning to decay and probably won't last another day, so it is starting to reach the end of its cycle, but it's not really too much to worry about. And the wormhole has not had, this is an important one, the wormhole has not yet had its stability significantly disrupted by ships passing through it. This means that so it's not a very active wormhole. If this was like owned by a huge corporation, or there's a whole huge corporation inside, running this wormhole, and like it's theirs, they're controlling it, you'll find that this will say like, it has, rather than saying it has not, it'll say it has started to have its stability room, because obviously they have like cargo ships coming in and out, and obviously their corp coming in and out, and larger ships can pass through this as well. So that's pretty much all we're looking for. When we go in, we want to make sure it goes into wormhole space, we want to make sure it's not had its stability ruined too much. If it says like it's like completely ruined and it could collapse any minute, then you know it's a highly used wormhole and you might want to stay away from that one, because you'll jump in and find like tankers and cloaky ships. And this is why we want to have D-scan open. So we go into local. I don't know how many of you guys have actually been into wormholes before, but if you go into local, you'll see that it is channel change to local something or other. Have they changed this? But it used to be, it's unclaimable space. It used to say here that it can't reach the communication server. So basically in Wormhole space, you don't get a list of people who are in systems. This system right now could be full, could be 50 people in here, could be 4, could be 2. So I don't know. So basically you want to have your D-scan open at all times. And you want to set to maximum as well to see what's in here. So we can see we have got an Astero in here and a probe in here. So the system is pretty much... I mean, there's a lot of combat, a lot of signatures in here, but there's 2 ships currently running these sites. So what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to go and find another one. So I really don't fancy running into that Astero, which I probably most likely will, because he's, again, most likely doing the data or relic site. So I'm just going to simply jump out here. It's not very common. I usually jump into Wormhole and find other ships in there. Usually once I've been in there for like 10-20 minutes, I'll find something else comes in. But so that one was a bit of a bust, which is a shame. Same first one we jump into is... not really what we're after. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to simply jump down to the next one. So we've got our probes out, have we? Just go in the direction, get the cloak off, there we go. Get our probes out. Now you can see this one's split. I'm going to talk to you guys as if like you've never done scanning before, or maybe you don't know much about it. Maybe you're a complete expert and you can tell me what to do, but as you can see, this one here is split. It's the same signature. It's PYP855 and PYP855. That'll be because as I've been scanning the other one, it's caught, like one probe might have caught a glimpse of this site. So now it's confused as to whether it is actually where that probe says it was, or maybe it's at its original position. So what you want to do is you just want to basically just pick one. So I remembered where I last scanned. Say I last scanned, I don't know, here, or let's say here. Say I last scanned here, and I will scan this one down. It was originally here, and then it's split into 2 from here. You always go for the one that's furthest away, so it'd be this one down there. But since I can't remember where I last scanned, I'm just going to pick a side. Let's go for this side actually, and I'm just going to scan it down here. That'll be easier to explain in a minute when I actually scan everything down in one go rather than coming back and chopping and changing it. In case you don't know, I do vape as well, so hopefully you guys aren't too offended if I do stop every now and then. Have a quick vape, and I'm sorry for the amount of smoke in this. I've run out of fluid. As you can tell, I've got like a nice dripper here, so I do like my vapes. But I've run out of fluid, so I've had to nick some of my girlfriend's ones. It uses like the pen, and it just doesn't seem to work as well, and I get a lot of smoke off it for very little taste. But that aside, then you'll live with that. If it does become too cloudy, then just tell me in the chat, say, Joe, here we can't see you, Joe, what the hell are you doing? Pack it in, and I'll put the thing away. I've got 2 drinks here with me today actually, because I literally fell asleep about 2 hours ago for about half an hour. Just, I don't know why, I was absolutely exhausted. So I brought the good old Giant energy drink with me. Here we go, so we're starting to get closer to it now. I actually want to get into a wormhole. What time is this? So we've been going for I've been trying to get things working. I'm actually sitting at this desk trying to get Joe to start streaming for like almost an hour now. Just want to get into a wormhole and actually start making some ISK. Would be good. How many people are in stream at the moment? I like to keep track of who's in stream because, like I say, it's new to me, so it's nice to see how many people are actually watching. So, hello, there is 7 people watching now, so hello to whoever number 7 is from the last time I said hello. Or maybe you're 7 completely new people. I don't know. I don't seem to get that much information, really. In fact, I've only just figured out how to get the preview up, because the last time I streamed it said there was no preview, so you're not streaming. I was like, oh, well I am, because people are talking to me. And I can't believe, I mean, it's been a while since I've used just the Tech 1 standard probes and launch, and I can't believe how much longer it's taken. If you do have the extra money, I would definitely recommend getting a Sisters probe scanner. It just seems to work so much better, and it's so much quicker scanning things down. But it can be a little bit pricey. I think it's like 30 odd mil. But to be honest, you only need to buy one. You just keep swapping ships. So when you get back, if you buy it for your Tech 1 little frigate, so you make once you've made a bit of money during exploration, so make the jump to the Sisters one, spend the 30 mil. But when you go up to like an Astero or the Tech 2 frigate, so you simply just swap it over onto that, because there is only like 3 different scanners to choose from: Tech 1, Tech 2, and the Sisters one. compared to other modules. There's flipping hundreds of them. I've lost the chat now. Where it is? There it is. Oh, we can do that. I wasn't really going to be doing them in high sec, but let's have a look what's in this one. You don't tend to get much from data sites in high sec. In fact, I've even ran some of the more complicated ones, which have like different rooms and stuff in, and you still come out with next to nothing really. Oh, and it's a level 3. Can I do level 3s in... Oh, well, let's find out actually. Where's the research? We have little patience today. That was... should we find... I mean, this ship only costs like 8 mil. We can find out, can't we? We can see if we can do one of these. Ideally, I think you'd need like an stereo for this. If this is the site I'm thinking of, which has like different things you need to scan and containers go banging as mines and stuff flying around, then we may be in a little bit of trouble. Let's call them back. Just go for the closest one first. Or is this... I'm not sure what this is actually. Oh, I'm not close enough, that's why. What is going on? Pick one, will you? That one. Any. Oh man, it's been so long since I've flown the Magnate. It is such a slow ship. Come on, come on, come on. You can see I've also not fitted a scan, a cargo scanner thing. It's actually set my default orbit. Let's say 2500. That'll be fine. And was it a data one? Yes, it was. Right, so this should be fairly straightforward since it is just a high sec one. All you're looking for here is the numbers. It tell you how far away you are from something good. It does not tell you how close you are to these blocks. So it's 3, 4. So I'm going in the wrong direction this way, so I'm going to start heading back up. 3. So I'll knock that out. 2, 2, 2, 1. Getting closer, and there we are. Can I take that? Yes, I can. Let's change that actually to 2000, so I'm in distance got 22 mil. Is this one of those time-based ones? But after like a certain amount of time, something's going to warp in and grab me. And we'll see if we can get one more, and then I'm going to warp out. As a precaution, I'm going to turn my afterburner off so my warp time's less than what it would be if it was on. 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1. Heading in the right direction then, there's something here. 1, 1, there it is. I'll take that, and another 7 mil. Okay, I'm going to presume that this is one of those that you only have a limited amount of time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to simply warp to, I don't know, let's just warp to this at 100. No, there's no flipping things to dock up in here. Just going to save that as well. Where did I save that to then? Didn't even check. So I got into the flipping corp. Save locations. Yes. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't want to activate that, but oh well. Right, so I could be completely wrong here. But I forget what the name is. It ghost sites, I think they're called, where you warp in and you have a limited amount of time, like an invisible timer starts when you warp in, and basically you have like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, kind of unsure how long you have, and then after that time, ships in numbers come in and destroy the whole area and destroy any ships that are in there. I think that's what that was. It'd be nice to actually jump into a system. Oh, I'm on our stations. Jump into a system of a station. We'll come back and see if those other 2 are still there. Pretty sure they're called ghost sites. I don't remember ever seeing them in high sec though. That is a lot, by the way. If you're doing high sec sites and you find estimated 30 mil, I mean obviously it'll be less when I get it to market, but estimated, or it could be more. Estimated 30 mil from hacking 2 high sec, what's data, wasn't it? 2 high sec data containers. That is a lot. That's the kind of stuff I'd be expecting to get from like wormhole space. So let's just dock up here. I did bookmark where I was just before I warped out, so I just simply need to warp back to that. We even got this. How much do these go for? Finding contracts. 9, 10, 13. Okay, so about 10 mil. Or 9 mil. It's the lowest, isn't it? Okay, so I don't know, because you can't sell them on the market, obviously estimated not. So that's actually 29, that's 30, that's 40 mil estimated that. That's a good start, ISK-wise. I wasn't really expecting that for the stream. As you can tell, I kind of couldn't even remember what those sites were called, but I'll take that. 40 mils to start. Basically, it's paid for the ship already, so I can afford to lose now if I wanted to break even, like, as in, just wasted my time and just blowing up ships. I can now buy like 4 or 5 of these. Let's just drop that. I don't want to lose the loot, you see, so we'll just drop that in there. That in there as well. You can also see I haven't got drones with me, because the whole idea behind this ship is it's not going to stand and fight. I mean, if we just look at the fin, I mean, 300 HP in shield with very minimal resists, 300 in armor, very minimal resists, 312. I mean, you can't really put much of a tank on when you consider what's going to be coming to get you. I mean, you would see a Drake a mile away on your D-scan coming in. You would see which system is that? The hammer. You would see to any uncloaked ship you would see coming a mile away, needs to be able to get out anyway. So the only ships you've got to worry about really will be Asteros, stealth bombers maybe, T3s, Marauders if you're unlucky enough to run into one of them. Any ship that can cloak and undock next to you, no matter how much of a tank you put on a T1 frigate, it's not gonna survive. So it's not worth putting the extra. How much attack 2 drones these days? And the Fed Navy are kind of wants about a mil each. It's not worth putting the extra few mil in the drones because you're just not going to be able to do anything with them. Oh, okay, I've just noticed that my stream now says it's good. Apparently it was bad before, but now it's good. Right, so let's go back to here and see if there's anything left. Walk to location at north.
Drive active.
I don't often run into these ghost sites, so I've never actually properly looked into them. I think I've seen 2 before. Let's go back and see. If there's nothing there, then I was right, and it is one of those sites that the Gristas, as this one said, will warp in and annihilate everything after a certain amount of time. And yes, it was. That was what's called a ghost site. I'm going to keep going on about it because I don't run into them very often. I'm actually quite happy I found one. In that situation, it would have been handy to have a scanner so I could scan what was in each container and pick the one with the most loot. I mean, it seems to have hit quite lucky, coming away with like, what, 30, 40 mils worth of stuff. But I'd like to have known what was in the other ones. But usually, if I'm in a normal site, I will just scan it. I'll just hack everything. Obviously, you're disappointed if you spend a bit of time hacking something and it turns out to be nothing in it or just one piece of carbon. But at the end of the day, I also hate knowing what's inside them and then failing them. If you scan something and find out there's like 100 mils worth of ISK inside this one container and you fail it twice and it blows, completely devastated. As opposed to not knowing what's inside it and it blows, you're like, oh well, I lost it. So you haven't got that sense of, oh, I've just lost that much money because you didn't know how much money was in it to begin with. That's my mic, by the way. Should be okay. I can't hear myself talking through here. It seems to sound okay, but I find it hard to test streams as well. I mean, one of the pieces of advice YouTube gives you is to test the stream first, and I'm like, well, that's nice, but how do I test it to just me without having a video of like just static or something saved on my channel? Alright, so let's just carry on anyway, because again, we haven't even been into a proper wormhole yet. So let's go back to the, oh, that was already open. What am I doing? Let's go back to the probe scanner. Again, we've already got these ready. Did I actually remember to pick the others up? Yeah, it is. It's also reloading now. Open this one, and let's get this last one here scanned down. And to align on top, use the arrows to align on the side as well. 0 for me to scan. In case you don't know how to set the shortcuts for this, by the way, because I think the shortcuts are really handy as opposed to clicking all these little different buttons. If you open up your settings, pretty sure the settings shows on the streams, doesn't it? Excuse me. Yeah, they do. You want to be going to shortcuts, and is it in combat? I'm trying to remember which one it is. It's in now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, decrease probe scan range, and there's also increased probe scan range. So, I mean, yeah, the actual keys, if I don't use the shift key, is dash and plus. for these, but when I look at it, it's minus and plus for mine, or equals and dash, should I say. And I also have 0 set. So basically it's got to be 3 fingers. If you look at your keyboard, 0 and then the 2 next to it before backspace. I've just got to be 3 fingers on that, so I can just quickly scan things down. But it comes with experience once you start. There's another, oh no, I thought it was a data site, but it's not. Yeah, the more scanning you do, you'll find that the more, let's go into on and on, shall we? You'll find the quicker you get at scanning things down. To begin with, you'll be all over the place, so trying to get things narrowed down, and then after that, it becomes like second nature. Sweet J, thank you, matey. If anything does start going squee whiff, I mean, I'm not messing with settings, so anything hasn't going, but if it does start, you know, lagging, or the quality on everyone else's end starts going really, really messed up, then let me know, because I am still messing with bitrate. I reduced it from last time. I was hoping that would help with the delay, because there was, honestly, that was like a 30-second delay on the last stream I did, which wasn't too bad. I could still talk to you guys and obviously go about what I was doing, but isn't really ideal. Yeah, so I reduced the bitrate, and I think the delay is now about 10-15 seconds, which is a lot better. Right, so there's only a combat site in here, so I don't even know why I'm aligning. Let's go to, what's this system? Kanaka, and that's a low sec system. Payak, have we been to Payak? Let's go there.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I mean, we're in systems here which aren't really on the way to anywhere. They're not so massive trade routes, they're not by anything hugely important. It's just a normal bit of high sec. I'm actually seeing the first wormhole we jumped into had like two players running the site. So imagine if we actually jumped into a wormhole close to G to like 1 or 2 jumps away on a main trade route, it would be absolutely heaving. But even though you are going into wormholes where it's like usually quite quiet, if you go into wormholes obviously in quieter systems, they'll be a lot quieter than the wormholes in like really important. I don't usually have this on this screen. If I shake that, what happens then? Okay. I thought I was gonna, like, if it was shake it, everything else would disappear. Now I don't usually have this on the screen, it's usually over here. So obviously I can still see my ship and see what's going on. But just have to try and get used to it on this side. So we have a Grista Refuge, no use to us whatsoever, but we do have a, just double click somewhere so we get the cloak off. We do have something else here, so let's scan this one down as well. So what I want to do again is make sure I'm on top view, hover over it, box in the middle, plus to make sure I'm inside the entire red circle. Side view, arrow down, nailed it. Ah, don't get stuck on there. Go that way. If you double click in space, by the way, excuse me, I don't know, flipping apple or something stuck in my throat. If you do double click in space, your ship will go in that direction. I'm not sure if the tutorial tells you that anymore. Just something I kind of don't even know where I found out, just know it happens. I keep saying the tutorial, but this game doesn't really have one, does it? I think it has a little mini mission, which you start off with now. What also is cool, in case you guys don't know, if you ever do like blowing up huge stations or trying to get cool screenshots, is if you push Control F9, you get rid of all your overviews and stuff. Yeah, like nice cinematics, rather than having like all this bump on the screen. I've got some quite cool screensavers used on my computer, just from taking nice screenshots of like my ship's silhouette in front of blue suns and stuff. Narrow it down, 0 again. You can zoom in and out with the mouse button. Where is my chat window gone? I need to have that open. Like I said, we are at war with someone, so like a one-man corpse, not really important. Quite a few people losing here actually, so we should be fairly safe. And the gas side is absolutely no use to us whatsoever. Again, come on, we need to find something. We've been to Payak. What's this? Hagin. I haven't been there yet. Let's go through there.
Warp drive active.
Close this so we can actually see where we're going. Yeah, and the idea behind these streams, by the way, I know there's quite a few streams if you go to Twitch and even search in YouTube gaming of players going, you know, full throttle into PvP, huge gangs, and trying to get as much fast-paced action as they can. The idea of my stream is that we're just going to fly around, have a bit of a chat, maybe go over how you do a few things, and just basically relax. Because at the end of the day, if you want to go and see huge PvP action, there's hundreds of videos out there, but there's not so many, or not that I've found it, not so many like relaxed, just have a chat kind of streams going about. Plus, if we did do PvP, I would just burn through money because I am really not like an expert at it at all. So what I'm going to do is double click in space. Come on, there we go, just to get my cloak off so I can't deploy probes until I do. And again, I'm just going to start at the top because I've got them listed by ID. In a bit. Center. And you don't need to be 100% accurate with this. I mean, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. So, I mean, I could spend ages here getting it all perfectly lined up. Which is what I used to do when I first started, you know, trying to... Oh, see, I'm off there. You know, trying to get things scanned down. Get them all perfect, thinking, you know, if I get them perfect, I'll scan it down quicker, or... You know, it'll be better for me. Because obviously when you have low skills as well when you first start, it's not uncommon to scan stuff like this and just have the doo-doo noise appear saying like you've lost the signature altogether. But to be honest, you don't need to be that accurate with it, especially when you first start off scanning them. I don't want to scan a combat site. Well, that's way away. So, I mean, I can stay zoomed out this far and just say, yeah, that's close enough. Yeah, that's close enough as well. I'm inside the orb. Yes, I am. Go. And you can see even then when I zoomed in a bit, the box was like over here, but you'll still find that. I'll find it. And it saves time as well, instead of messing around, so getting absolutely perfect. Watch it say no now. Oh no, can't say. Oh, something else just appeared. Wow, big one. So again, just drag it back. Plus, just 1 plus is enough. Yeah, 1 plus should be enough. Again, I'm not exactly centered on it, but I'm close enough. As long as all my probes are covering this red orb, you should be fine. It's very rare that if you have all your probes covering the orb, you won't find it. Occasionally, I have seen it where like it should be in this red orb, but it'll be just on the edge, where one of your scanner probes is just quite not covering. About there, that's good enough. About there. Let's go. What are we up to? We're up to 8. Knock it down. When you're scanning down these huge ones as well, where you've got to like raise your probe size up to like that maximum, when you first scan it down to inside that red orb, you can always whack it down like two jumps, rather than just going down one at a time. Well excited. I don't really want the red exciting high sec. That's not what I really wanted to be doing. But it's here and there's no wormholes, so why the hell not? And in case you've just joined, by the way, we are in a Magnate at the moment. I do have 2 ships I'm going to be doing exploration in. One is obviously this Magnate I'm running around in, which is a very cheaply fitted. Not a tech one. I think when I first started fitting it, I was going for a tech 1, then I decided actually I was going for the tech 2 turning modules. But it's very cheaply fitted. It's like estimated at 8-9 mil. There's no combat on it whatsoever. Warp stabbed up to death so I can escape if anything comes in. And the idea is just to show you, what you can do with the very basic equipment. And then the second ship, no, whoa. The second ship I'm going to be using is actually my Legion. I've not used that ship for scanning, for exploration in a while, but it is a ship I fly quite often. In fact, I need to get the skill points back up again because I think I lost 1 or 2 when I died. Because whenever you die in a T3 cruiser, you lose skill points. It's the only ship in the game, I believe. I mean, I've never flown dreadnoughts or carriers, but I believe it's the only ship in the game you lose skill points for when you get blasted. And I did die twice in one a little while ago, so we need to get the skills back up. Right, so you see when we walked into this one, we didn't get a little window that appeared. There was no, this is a Grista site, yada yada yada. Well, at least I don't think it did. Quite easy to miss things while I'm chatting away. But since none of that appeared, I kind of know this is a normal high-sec site, so we'll be lucky, I think, to get 5 mil, I think, from this site. I'm just going to burn closes. I mean, these are Tech 1s here. Only 3 Tech 1s. In fact, I don't think I can use the Tech 2s, just the faction in Tech 1. Because even though I thought I was quite skilled into hacking, I think I got up to a point where I was like, do you know what, I can do the wormhole stuff, and I just stopped training. I didn't see the point in going much further, because once you can actually do the sites that you do on a daily basis or whenever you go out, what's the point in training past that? You need to have that locked up. If you go outside of 5,000 meters, by the way, whilst you're using one of these, it will class it as a failed hack, and you only get 2 attempts at them as well, so if you fail it twice, it will explode. Alright, so 2 away from something, 2 away from something, 3, we're going in the wrong direction, 1, there's a spanner, I love that. Spanner, by the way, will increase your, well, it will repair this side of the bar, basically. When this hits, that's like your life, when that gets to 0, you fail the scan, and this is your virus strength on the other side here, so that's how much damage you're doing to everything else. And okay, I don't really want to go through that yet, so I'm going to go this way. 4, gotta go around that. 5, so you're going the wrong way, getting away from anything. 4, 3, 2, 1. Something there. 2, so it's probably going to be in that corner there. Or that corner, there we go. But you'll find, even as a new player with like level 1 skills and everything, you should easily, I mean, you shouldn't have me afterburner running all the time, but you should easily be able to do the high sec sites, no problem. You're just not going to get that much ISK from it. I mean, it's 6k. See how much we actually get from this site altogether. Orbit. But your align time to like actually get into warp to run away, by the way, is longer if you have an afterburner running. In fact, it's easier to explain if I open my fin. Go into show simulation. If I turn that off, it'll take me 3.23 seconds to align, and that's always rounded up to the nearest second, rounded up, not down, so that's 4 seconds to align. If I turn that on, it's now going to take me 5 seconds to align. So if you're ever like, waiting to, or you're in one of those places where you think someone could uncloak at any minute and attack me and I need to be able to get away, always turn your prop mod off because you'll have faster align time. Right, so let's lock this bad boy up as well. I don't know why I've got my fingers over WASD like I'm about to run away, in like I'm playing Halo or something. You can feel that one, it's that one. Right, so 1, there we go. There is usually on most of the sites, even in Wormholes, there's usually something that will assist you in like the first few steps. 1, 2 of them, not like we need them to be honest. 5, 5, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1. So, let's go this way. 2, 1, and bingo! And nothing. That was nice. Oh, I'm already there. Over that one. Unlock this one. And start this one as well. So it looks like we're going to be getting nothing from this one, and this is kind of normal of high sec sites. Yes, you will have luck like I just did before of a ghost site occasionally, or maybe even a high paying site. But all in all, so you're not going to be getting much from high sec. There's absolutely no risk to it whatsoever. You're literally doing the equivalent of flying around and just picking up free stuff. That's how like easy these things are. Oh man, I was too quick then. Oh well. So just to demonstrate what these are, if I click that, you can see my health's quite low. This thing is going to, I forget how this works now. So it's going to deal 10 damage each time I click it, and it's going to take 50 to destroy it. I deal 30 each time, and I've got 25 left. So I could easily just double click that now and kill it. But if we click the utility system, the self-repair here, you see that now when I click away, I'm getting a little bit of life back, and that'll happen for 3 turns. Including when I click it, that classes as a 10 as well. There we go, so we got that one as well with another 43 billion. So 43,000. So basically nothing, that was just a complete waste of time. So that is what you're looking at if you're going to be doing high sec sites. Not to say that they're not worth doing, like I said, you might get lucky every now and then. I was extremely lucky for my first site to be a ghost site and get like 30, 40, 50 mil from it. But all in all, you kind of want to be going to the lower sector space, which is why all the combat ships, all of the exploration ships, the main ones anyway, like the Astero, the Sister Eve line, obviously the Tech 2 variants, the T3 cruisers, which you can obviously fit to do scanning as well, they all have cloaks on them. And I think the idea of that is you can cloak up in a lower sec system and scan everything down. Right, so let's go to OWPO. Wow, we've got lots of combat sites in here. Oh, is this like a starter system? Sorry, smoke everywhere. Not smoke, is it? It's like steam. Don't know why I've got them on actually. If you want to take these away, because these are usually all combat sites or mining sites, I've never seen like one that's already warpable to, being a data or relic site. So you can turn them off by clicking cosmic signatures. No, anomalies. Turn the anomalies off, and then you just get the things you have to actually scan down. Yeah, so there's 4 in this system, so let's just align to anything and get probing away. I keep going to open it because I look on this side and there's nothing there, but it's here. Open that, bingo bango these things out, and they're all changed all over here. This is a very big system, is it? Yeah, 162. So that's why, even though my probes are set to the same size by default every time, which is 4 AU, and they looked quite big on the other star maps, you know, would take up like this much of the system. Because the system's massive, they look tiny, like a tiny range. So plus to make that bigger. Go, let's go. Don't know why I've started at the bottom, but why not? If there's anything that you guys need to know, by the way, if I'm going too fast, I mean, it's not meant to be a how-to anyway, but if you do have any questions, just whack up in the chat. I can't see it, so I keep spying over this way. My corp jet's going nuts. What's going on in there? So here we go, like I said, they've split into two. So what I need to do now is pick the one that's furthest away. So basically it's almost as if two probes have caught a glimpse of the site, and it's not sure whether it's over here now or over there. So general rule of thumb, the one that I've always found that works best is to pick the one that's furthest away. So I'm going to go for this one over here. Sometimes it's more obvious than this, and there'll be one right next to you and one, you know, at the edge of your scan range, so we're kind of even. I'm just going to go for that one. I'm going to reduce the scan radius down again as well. If you call it a scan radius, but it's actually described as a probe size on here. Alright, so we've got 2 data sites. Might as well scan them down in case there's no wormholes here. Probably be able to get all of these if I actually get it. See if I can actually get both of these. Like I said, usually you just want to get it done as quick as, but I'm going to see if I can get these perfectly aligned there. See if I can get both of them. There's even a combat site I'll be able to get in there. Ah no, they're drifting apart a bit now. Okay, we'll just go for this one here. Reduce the size. Nail that one. Local give us the video virus test thingy majiggy, why not? 163 AU. Wait, that one. This is a big system in here. If you're ever gonna hide it's like a refinery or something, I would put it in this system. Well, not in a refinery, because it could be next to moons, but next to like to an engineering facility or something. Right, is that level 3 again? No, level 1. Not bothered in level 1s. We know we get like nothing from them. Oh, that's already telling me now. Is that the scan difficulty or the level difficulty? Oh, I also don't know what this ring means. I've come up with multiple theories of the sites, I don't know, maybe orbiting around this ring somewhere, but I actually don't really have a clue what that ring means. Sometimes they can scan it inside the ring like this and you'll get it. Sometimes you got to go massive like out here, but just go there. That one's quite far away from the centre. And we're close. I never know. The way it was lined up, then I was like, oh, I've got the combat site right next to it. And a local goes there, yeah. I'm not even going to bother doing them, to be honest. I'd rather find a wormhole. That's where the money is. Don't get me wrong, you go to null sec. I've not really done much scanning in low sec, to be honest, because they're usually quite busy with solo PvP people, so a lot of people obviously go to low sec for solo PvP because it's closer to high sec, and you haven't got to worry about like warp bubbles and just huge fleets of dreadnoughts and stuff flying around too much. You tend not to see them that much in low sec, as opposed to null, where you jump into a system and there's bubbles all over the place and there's 60 flipping nightmares there waiting for you, and you're like, I'm in a bloody Magnate, let me go. Sorry, I don't know if I finished my train of thought there, but yeah, null sector obviously has some good loot in it as well. It's just I find wormholes a lot easier because, as I said, no one can tell, or you can't tell who's in the system. So there could be 50 people, there could be like 2. Unless they pop up on D-scan, you'll never know. But it works both ways. No one knows I'm in there. So there could be, again, 50 people all flying around in a wormhole. There could be the size of this, 162 AU, and they'll have no idea I'm in there. They'll have no idea to even look for me. Combat, so we're not having much luck here, are we, with the wormholes? Let's get them back. Head toward, let's go, I don't even know where wormholes more likely appear. Have we been to Hagen yet? I think we have. Oh yeah, we must have, because we're only like 168 away. There's going to be a big warp, this one. I took half the cap away. We got a nice screenshot, I think, couldn't we, for the thumbnail? In fact, I've already got a thumbnail because I have to do the thumbnails before I start the stream. That's, so if I can screenshot that one in a video. Come on. Beastie, thumbnail. There we go, something like that. Yeah. Lovely. That's a thumbnail for a future video if I ever use a Magnate again, which I don't think I will, but there we go. Right, so how many people have you actually got in there? I would love to have like an active count somewhere. Maybe there is. Is there any streamers actually watching this who can maybe tell me? Primary stream, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Are you guys getting a lot of buffering on your end? Or like, is it jumping or lagging, or is the quality dropping? I mean, it should be 1920 by 1080, whatever that is. That's like full 1080p, isn't it? That's 60 FPS. I mean, that's what I'm streaming at. That's what it says I'm streaming at. Yeah, I mean, my CPU is going up to like 68%, but that's back down to 40s. But that's not much, really, considering down to 30 now. Considering I've got a game running on dual screens, I've got all YouTube open, I've got my streaming going, mic going, webcam going, I've got the lot going. And it's recording at the same time, so I don't know why I bother recording the streams, because it automatically saves them anyway. But yeah, it says it's a constant speed, so it should be fine. So I'm a little bit paranoid over like the quality and stuff. Like I say, it's only like my 3rd stream, so I'm not like a pro who can just go, Joe, it's been running for years, I know exactly what I'm doing, leave it to it kind of thing. So next we're going to be going to Yama, so it's just a line, so that's where I remember. Get this back out, get this back out. It's a shame you can't have, I wonder if you can you have 2 probe launchers and you can like have 2 scans going? That would be perfect, wouldn't it? Oh wait, let's double click on something first, there we go. If you double click on it, you see it just senses it in the screen, so when I like scan around, that point stays in the middle, so it's easier to like line things up. Yeah, imagine if you had 2 going, I could just simply like do this, set that going, and then be like, oh, do you know what, I'll get this one done. Like move it around, go to the side. Yeah, looks good to me. Hit scan, jump back to this first one. Yeah, which is that one. Here we go, so this is a better example. So that there, obviously is quite close to me, but it's still splitting. So more often than not, it's the one that's furthest away. And if you're wrong, you don't need to worry anyway, unless it's like, I've never seen it, but unless it like says one's here and one's over there, you simply just go up a size, and maybe go up 2 sizes, and you'll find it again. Why do I keep going for WASD? It's because I've been playing Minecraft today. And as you can see, it was that second one, because it's not far from where I sent it. Whatever. Come on, just get me into a wormhole, please. Wormholes are a lot more exciting. It's a lot more sneaky beaky. Sounds good. I have noticed a small bit of stuttering, nothing major. Oh, thanks, Sweet J. If that becomes a problem, then let me know. I can always reduce. Not even sure what to reduce for that. I can always mess with the settings anyway and break everything and have to end the stream, you know, to see if we can maybe get it better. So put that up there. It does say it's good, but it's just a little bit of a warning. I didn't reduce it. Damn it. And local as well, in case any enemies tip up. So as you can see, because I didn't reduce it, it's just moved it barely. I probably went up like maybe 1% in the corner. So you always want to be going smaller. Kind of obvious, you know, you have to narrow it down and down. You're never going to go bigger to try and scan something down. Unless it's like a moving ship, maybe. eyelash in my eye. Alright, so not sure what this is, but it's testing my scanning abilities. They're quite small to pinpoint this one. This is going to be, we've done a ghost site, which was extremely lucky, as I said, to get. This could be one of those like multiple room kind of sites where, to be honest, I've only actually ran one and I just got a walkthrough up online, so I was like, what the heck is this? There was like security systems I could hack into, there was power terminals and all sorts. I was like, what? So I just got a walkthrough up and I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing now. Literally aligned to something, had a huge explosion, and it turned out like, I tripped a mine kind of thing. Right, so as you can see, we now actually can't go any smaller, and I doubt I'll be able to scan this one down, but what you can do, if you're like, we're like quite way off for 72.4, so obviously I'd need the sisters in a better ship with better scanning bonuses to get this one. What you can do if you're like at 99.9% or really close to it, is you can go to, where's the custom formation button? I forget now. Knowledge pinpoint, knowledge spread. But it's not that one. So just click it. Damn it, go small. There's a button I can click to actually manually move these. Oh, that's it. So you hit control. There we go. Hit control and grab an arrow. And as you can see, even though my scan, like my probe size, can't go lower than 0.25, I can like just zoom in just a little bit. You don't want them all sitting right on top of each other because that'll actually make it worse. But you can see we're at 72.4 now, so if I actually scan this down, we should hopefully go up like 0.5 maybe. So if you are really close and not quite getting it, just control and like manually drag them in a bit closer. There you go, we actually got up to 90% with that. So what is this? I wonder if we can actually get it to 100 if we're like really... I want to get into a wormhole. That's what this video was meant to be, get into a wormhole, do a few sites in a Magnate, see how it handles, and then jump in the Legion. We seem to be spending a lot of time in high sec in this Magnate right now. Right, so we can't really get much closer than that. See, once you hit a certain point, I can also scroll the wheel as well to like get them closer. Once you get, if you go too far, you see like this. Yeah, that's going to bring back like basically nothing, so the probes are sitting back on top of each other. So you just want to be a little bit out, you see, so obviously they can all still do some scanning and bring back different results. Limited, is there actually sleepers in these high sec? Oh, I was going to do a few sleeper sites in my Legion. I've got no combat on me. Oh, 91. Went up a little bit. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get that. Because at this point now, how close these probes are, we might be able to get like maybe 0.10% signal better. So that's obviously, I'm going to say, well, it's a sleeper cache in it. They're not really all over the place in high sec. Why did I drag them back? Because I've already got some more loaded. Let's do another one. So we're just going to ignore that one and move on to the next. But yeah, that's obviously some sort of special site. But like I said, I did run one, and it did take me a while. And like I say, one container did blow up because I hit a mine, but I didn't get that much from it. Considering at the time, I think I was like the Stratios at the time, and I was like, oh yeah, I should Joey used to be able to do this site reading the walkthrough. And you put your Stratios on the line, I said with these mines and stuff, and the loot I got out of it, I was like, oh, really wasn't worth it. I can't remember the amount, but I just remember being disappointed. I was like, yeah, it really wasn't worth it. The fact that I'm risking this Stratios, which is, you know, they're not ridiculously expensive, but they're also not that cheap. I'm getting like nothing for it. Up there. I'm in quite a small room here, so I'm not sure where to blow it to. It's just going to drift back wherever I put it. Right, all I want now is a worm. I'm just going to ignore everything now until we get to a wormhole. If this was a video, I'd literally like just cut it from here until I found a wormhole, but obviously it's a stream, so I can't just do that. Some more rockstar. I'm actually not tired now, but this stuff tastes nice. Flipping combat site, no thank you. Another one. Bing. Jump. Let's go 1AU is a bit small. Let's go back up to 4. Some of the names in local are quite funny, aren't they? I mean, this guy, I don't want to say his full name, but his first name's Bob. Thank you, Bob. Hey, Wormholes! Thank you. Watch them both lead to like another high-sec system or something now. Wormholes are usually quite easy to scan down, so you can usually, once you find it's a wormhole, you can usually jump down 2 sizes in probe size. Although saying that, I do use the sisters probes and launcher, which give you better scan results. So yeah, I just jumped down 2 for that one. Same for this one, although I've messed that one up because I was kind of scanned in the middle of them. Go for the one furthest away, which in this case is the top one. I'm gonna double click it so it centers it. I shouldn't even need to change my probe size, to be honest. I found that with one at 1AU, so I should be able to find this one as well. Let's have a look at my stream actually. How's my webcam doing? So I think I had it too low last time and it's cutting the top of my head off. Yeah, plenty of room on that one. Although, oh, I didn't zoom in with that, did I? Hold on a minute. Configure that. I don't know what this is going to be to the stream. Hopefully you just see my face go a little bit smaller. Bing. There we go. Yeah, that's better. You don't need to see everything. You see the flipping plugs and scan boards and everything, then, couldn't you? Okay, so hopefully that's just zoomed it in a bit for you and hasn't messed everything up. Still says the stream is good, so let's just keep going. There it is. Alright, so we've got 2 wormholes here. Is it even worth scanning this? This could be one as well. And that's a split one. So we'll just stick to these 2 for now. Bring me my probes back. Go to this one.
Warp drive active.
Now, if I was in like a stairway or strategy or something, I would warp to the wormholes cloaked, just so no one. I mean, there's no one around me anyway, but just so no one knows, like, you know, I'm heading to that wormhole, because some people obviously will know what's in their local system and be like, oh, he's going to a wormhole, I'll just wait a few minutes and jump in after him. So I cloak up before I start warp, just so no one knows where I'm going. Before they know, just warping around cloaked up from system to system. So let's close that and let's have a look what we've got here. So I don't really know what the numbers mean. I know there's different levels of wormholes and I usually go off what it says in the info. Some people can look at like the pictures and be like, oh yeah, I recognise that background, that leads to C5, C4, whatever. Alright, so we've got, I told you, didn't I say it was going to lead into high security space? Alright, well we'll keep a note of that one, because if this other one goes to high security space as well, then I'm going through one of them, because obviously I'm in the wrong area at the moment to find these flipping wormholes. I don't know like how they work system wise. I'm pretty sure they just spawn randomly, but it could be possible that they're just not in this area at the moment. A nice skin, this one, gold and red. Alright, this one looks more like, I mean that background doesn't look high-sec-y-ish. If anything, maybe that's a wormhole. That's J-space, that one. Get myself together. Here we go, seems to lead into unknown part of space. That's what you want. The unknown is wormhole space. Dangerous, or... Does it say dangerous? Can't remember now. It can say dangerous. I'm not sure if dangerous is high, low sec or null, or maybe like a C5 or something. But yeah, unknown is the main one. You're after. The wormhole's beginning to decay when last another day. It's not yet had its stability significantly disrupted. Up to medium-sized ships. So the last one we seen was up to large. So that was a larger wormhole, like a higher class. This one's only a medium, so it's going to be a slightly lower class. I've never seen one saying it can only have small ships inside. I'm not saying they don't exist, but I think medium's like one of the smallest ones you can get. So let's jump in. And obviously you get better loot in the C5s and stuff, but like I said, I don't really know. I do like wormholes. I like to jump around and just do what I can. Go inside. Sometimes hunting other players, although as I said, I'm not very good at PvP, and sometimes, you know, just going in to get loot. But I tend not to worry about the class too much. Right, so we've got D-scan open and we have nothing in scan range. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a safe. I'm actually checking my bookmarks. I have lots of safes in different wormholes. So what we need to do is we go to all, or in my tab is all anyway. I'm just going to pick a planet. I'm going to align to it. I'm going to do this quite slow so I actually show you guys what my process is. I'm going to align to, let's go to, doesn't really matter which one, to be honest. Also, the default for doing your scan without having to click scan is V in the keyboard, as long as you're not currently like active in chat, like your little cursor's blinking in chat. If you click V, you will automatically scan. So I'm just going to align to that. I'm then going to deploy my probes while my cloak's off. And I'm going to warp to this within 100. Don't warp at naught, because quite often you'll find like a structure or something there. I'm going to hit Control and B, which is going to bring up saving a point in space. I'm just going to simply create a safe. About there. I'm also going to normally, I forgot that time, but I usually scan the whole time and warp and see if I find anything. Got nothing on scan, that doesn't mean there's nothing here. There we go, see there's an Astero. So now I know there's an Astero here. He probably knows I'm here because he'll be mashing his buttons as well. So I'm going to go back to the safe now. At naught.
Warp drive active.
How fast can an Astero scan? Block. I'm stabbed up to death anyway, aren't I? So I should be able to get away from an Astero. So we're going to stay in this system, surely, because I don't want to flip and fly around and have to find another wormhole. Right, so now I'm in my safe here. I mean, you can keep moving. You can, like, double-click this direction and always be moving. But since I'm about to whack a cloak on, I can't be scanned down at all. So you won't see me on D-scan. You can't see me on combat probes. He's disappeared now, so we could have jumped out. There is lots of goodies in here, but as you remember, I did unload my probes. That's right, I'm going to click this. Unload my probes when I came in, so they're still happily sitting by the gate. I'm just going to start at the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan the entire system. Now, this is something I near enough always do when I come in. I scan everything. I don't just scan one site to find a data site and warp to it, because again, if someone is hunting in here, and this is something I do when I'm looking for PvP. I mean, I don't go specifically looking for people doing exploration, but I will look where the combat probes are, because obviously you can get them up on D-scan, and I'll scan everything down in the wormhole, and I see a Astero or Strateus has warped in, or I've clocked them on D-scan as he's come in, and I see sisters scan probes flying around, and I'll just D-scan which direction you are, and if all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, they're over in that direction by this anomaly I've already scanned down, and then suddenly they disappear from spaces and he's recalled them, I'm like, alright, well, you're going over there then, because that's the same thing you scanned down. So if you scan them all, you kind of put people off onto where you're actually going. That's my thinking behind it anyway. I'm just going to start scanning all of these down. Again, if this is a video, this would be the part where I'd put like cool music in and fast forward, and you'll just see like awesome fast movements of scanning and stuff going on, like blah, 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 but can't do that to stream. So many people have we got in at the moment? It says we have peak concurrence of 9 and total view time 7 hours. Ah, so between the 9 of you, you've all managed to watch for 7 hours. Well done, guys. Right, gas signs we are not interested in. What you can do as well, just to like declutter this, is I can right click that and just simply hit ignore result. But only ignore result whilst you're not scanning. If I wait until I've actually, with the little lines going up when it's scanning, and hit ignore result, it will ignore everything. I don't know if that's a bug in the game or how it's meant to be intended, but the pain in the bottom sometimes when you forget. But I won't show you what I mean, but I can like kind of walk you through it. So see how I'm scanning now and the bar's going? Where is it? If I click this now and say I don't want that and hit ignore results now while it's scanning, everything's grayed out. It gets rid of everything. Wait. Oh no, sorry, I want the top one, don't I? I don't know what I was doing then. Alright, so again, the one furthest away is the one on the top. That's the one I'm going to be going for. I am kind of safe, obviously, but it's nice to hit these kind of every now and then to see if you spot anything else coming in. Whilst I'm uncloaked, I will literally have my finger on the V button, which is the default for D-scan, and I'll be hitting it. I'll click like 1, 2, 3 things while I'm hacking something, scan. 1, 2, 3 things, scan. My scan's constantly going. So the last thing you want to do is be just caught out. It's bad enough being caught out when you're something uncloaked next to you and you had no chance of knowing it was there. It's even worse when all of a sudden like a Vexer just appears and you're like, how did I get caught out by that? I should have seen him coming a mile away. See, so that Astero you see is actually here to try and find people like me scanning things down. Right now he's probably thinking, Guy's going to be a bit harder to find, so he's going to scan everything down and warp to them individually. So unless he sees me on D-scan, which you will be able to because I haven't got like a cloak I can warp with. Won't actually. What we can do is we could jump into another one, couldn't we? So let's just scan this one down as well. Just for later, I'm not going to do it now. We'll see if we can find a data or relic site for now. Let's get one of these scanned down. I forgot to bookmark the exit. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I'm going to have to find me flipping way out now. What you should do when you come into a wormhole is right click the wormhole before you uncloak, warp off and drop your probes. Right click, save location, save it as exit so you know how to get out without having to do what I'm doing now and scan down every wormhole to see which one leads back into high-sec. That's a rookie mistake, that, and I'm going to blame it on the fact that I've not been in wormhole space for a little while. That's a pain, that. Oh well. Lesson learned. What you can do, and what I have done once or twice, which can be quite fun, so if you've got like an afternoon where maybe the kids have gone out, the missus has gone to dinner or something with her mates, is get yourself stuck in a wormhole. Just jump in, don't bookmark anything, just go through 2 or 3 different like wormholes, get lost, and then just try and find your way out. Obviously scanning and trying to get as much loot as you can on the way. Have I got that now, have I? Yeah, it's 100. So which one was I doing? That one. At the end of the day, we all play Eve because it's a... Well, I hope we all play because it's a fun game. If you play it because you're trying to, I don't know, make friends, and maybe you should be on like a chat room rather than to a game. But we all play because we want to have fun, and it can be fun. So getting yourself stuck in wormhole. Plus, if you're a new player, it's really useful because you're forced to scan things down. You're forced to have to learn how to create safes and bookmark things and use your overview and directional scanners and stuff. So can be quite good. So as you can see, this one here, I've gone to the wrong one, so they're quite far apart. But I could go 2 bigger and see if that finds it. Normally, because they are like far apart, I'd have just gone to that one and tried again. But if we go 2 bigger, we should be able to find it again. So it is this one, because it's furthest away compared to that one. I couldn't remember where I was when I scanned and managed to split it. I call these splits, by the way. I don't know what the proper name is for them. Hey, Cornelius, you know what? I was wondering where you've gone. Gonna be a bit more of a passive viewer today. I got something in Eve going myself. But I'm gonna watch your stream back again once you upload it so I don't miss anything. You haven't missed much, mate. I've been trying to find wormholes. So that was what this whole thing was meant to be. It was meant to be to take these 2 ships. The first one being the one I'm in now, which is the Magnate. Very cheaply fitted ship, no combat ability, is designed to be able to run away. It's like warp stopped up to death. You'll need like 2-3 scrams on this thing to get it. The idea was find a wormhole, jump in, see how well we can do for like half an hour, and then jump into my more expensive and better fitted Legion and see if we can do some sleeper sites and stuff. But instead, we've just been going round and round and round, searching for flipping wormholes. I can't find any. Although now I've managed to get into a wormhole, which I'm quite happy with. The first one we jumped in had like 2 scanning chips there already, so I was like, I'm not even going to bother. This one has got a stereo somewhere unless he's left. Yeah, so the first proper wormhole we're in, and I've managed to find 1, 2, 3. This could even be another wormhole. 4, so 3 flipping wormholes inside one wormhole, but nothing in like the 6, 7, 8 systems I scanned down to get into here. Yeah, lots of gas sites, and you can do something that's called ninja harvesting or ninja mining, which I've tried and wasn't really for me, to be honest. Well, you find a wormhole, jump in, mine as much as you can and get straight out again, rather than setting up shop and having a structure in here. Or what's the old ones, the control towers? Can you still buy control towers? I presume so. You still see them. So get a control tower and setting up shop, you can just like get the stuff in and out. Obviously it's not as much profit as if you were to stay in the system, and obviously less distance to travel, but yeah, I tried it. It wasn't really for me. Plus, you're very exposed in a mining ship. As you know, if you've ever done mining, you're sitting there in a big ship, which does have some defences, but not that much. And you're just sitting there stationary for like 20 minutes each ore hold, just waiting for something to pop in and take you out. In fact, it was only a week. Look at that, another wormhole. It was only a week or 2 ago. I was trying to persuade. In fact, what I'm going to do, I thought, no, I'm not going to get lost in the Magnate because I'll never be able to get back to my Legion. tried to persuade me corp to come ninja mining with me, ninja harvesting. Oh yeah, ninja mining I was going to do. I was going to bring me orca into a wormhole. Just for shits and giggles, just to see what would happen. Pretty sure I'd lose it, like. But you don't know till you try, do you? But surprisingly, no one wanted to come with me. I'm not sure why. Seemed like a perfectly good idea in my eyes. Just take a whole mining fleet in and see what happens, but obviously not to be. Then again, not everyone's as daft as me. I mean, I literally waste money until I've got nothing left and I have to spend weeks getting it all back again. And then waste it all. And so on and so on. Right, so we've got absolutely no sites in here. So that Astero that was in here when we first came in, he'd obviously cleared all the sites and he's jumped somewhere else. So we've got a 1, 2... Might as well scan this one. In fact, there's no point. In fact, I can't remember now. If I jump out the wormhole and then come back into it, does it remember these? I know in normal like space it does. I can warp back and I can still warp straight to this wormhole, but it does in wormhole space. Alright, we'll just go for one of the 3 we've actually got scanned down. Let's remember to call our probes back. We have got extras if we do leave them behind. It's not majorly important since like cheapy. I think these cost like just 6,000 each, so Joe, if you ever have no money, just go in your pod to a station, get your what do they call them now? It's Corvette. Get a Corvette, sell it, and you can buy a whole bloody load of these. Let's go to this one first. It's got the name 1 in it. It is number 1. Fine, let's go for this one. I forget, I can't warp with this one on. Sorry, I'm sitting there thinking, why am I not going? Yeah, you can only warp if you have the covert operations. Yeah, I think it's covert operations, cloaking device, isn't it? Which this ship can't. Even if Joe had the CPU and that, I wouldn't be able to put on here anyway. I'm stuck to having to warp whilst being easily visible to everyone. Right, so show info on this leads into here we go. Here's a dangerous one. So is this null or is this another wormhole? It's beginning to decay. That's basically the first line here. It's time based. They obviously don't last forever. It's time based. That's telling you how long it's got last to live. It will say when it gets closer to its death. It's like its disruption is imminent or something. Wormhole's not yet had its stability ruined, and medium ships can go in. So this one looks perfect to us. So I'm just gonna jump into there. Faster. Go, go, go. Nothing on scan still. Right, so we also have nothing on D-scan. This one is pretty big, however, so again, there could be loads in here. But I don't want to make my presence too well known. So what I'm going to do first, straight away, what I showed them in the last one, is you simply click on this on your overview, right click, and save location. And I usually just save them as like exit and then exit 1, exit 2, exit 3. So I literally just go back down the numbers, to get out. So I'm just going to call this exit, exit 1. I haven't actually got the main exit saved because I completely flipping forgot. There we go, that's on me list now. And let's go to, oh, they're all miles away on here. Let's just go to this one here. So it's a quick scan to make sure nothing's here. I'm just going to align to that. Got me probes. Warp to it. If I had a covert option here, I would now hit the covert option to like cloak up so I'm like visible for a very, very minimal amount of time. I mean, like I said, people do have to use D-scan to know if you're in the system. In fact, this is... No, it is. Oh, I'm in co-op chat. I wondered why my picture was in the chat then. I forgot to make... It's not going well. I'm forgetting all sorts today. I forgot to make a safe. Do I have a safe in here already? No, I've not been to this one before. Okay, so let's just walk back to the exit again and make one.
Warp drive active.
I'm going to bounce off this customs office now. No. Good. I want to get to about 2 AU. Overshot that, but there we go. It should still be in the middle of nowhere. Now for this system, I've purposely picked a planet or something that's close to the entrance. So I don't want to warp across the entire system because I can't warp cloaked. I don't want to like just warp across everything and have everyone know that there is now. Oh, that's cool, isn't it? Wow. That sun's well cool. have everyone know there's a Magnate in here if I walk across the whole thing. If it's a small system that's only like 40 AU long, 40 AU wide, then yeah, I would just go to one like a fair distance so I can also scan and see what's about. But yeah, since this one's massive, I'm just trying to hide a little bit. Right, so I've lost my train of thought now. I want to walk to my save I've just made. My probes are already out, so what I can do is I can get them scanning already. No, can't have. Oh, so there we go, we can test it. You can't have 2 lots of probes out. Let's get these things going. So we have lots in here, so that's a good sign. If there's lots in here, it means like hopefully there's no one in here running them. So less likely to actually bump into someone. So now I've stopped. I'm not used to having this here. It's gonna whack that on. Oh, I'm hidden. Anyone paying attention would know that there's a ship here anyway, because obviously there's this core scanner probes, but at least they don't know what ship I'm in. For all they know, I'm fitted. Joe, I'm in a fully fitted, combat-ready nester, as opposed to a tiny, selfless Joe Magnate. I'm gonna start scanning these down now. Since there's a lot of cosmic signatures here, I will start ignoring them as I go through. Smaller again. I'm looking at the time here. I've been spending a lot of time in this Magnate. Unfortunately, it's took this long to get into a wormhole. So let me know, guys. Do you want me to carry on in this Magnate, or should I just remember where I am now, head back, get the Legion, and carry on this like little wormhole chain in the Legion? Or would you rather if I stayed in the Magnate for a bit so you can see how the lower end frigates kind of handle these sites and handle wormhole space? I'm not even sure how many people are in chat. I could be talking to myself here. Corneas, you're probably online. Peak concurrent. Maximum numbers of viewers simultaneously connected. Awesome. So there's 13 now. That's the highest I've ever had. Another flipping wormhole. It's the highest I've ever had actually on the stream. So hello everyone. Hello all you awesome people out there. Welcome to my stream. In case you don't know, I do a lot of YouTube how-tos, videos, some entertainment stuff. If you do want to start the game, if you've not already, then there is a link in the description which will take you to the official EVE Online website where you can create a character and also get 250,000 extra skill points, which is about a week's worth of training, I think, to help you jumpstart your career. If you've not subscribed, then hit the subscribe button as well, because I do try and bring content out daily, although I do miss the odd day or two, and I try and stream every couple of days as well, and streams will always be at this time. Side, not interested, ignore that, ignore that. I'd like to find at least one day to a relic site. Chances are they're going to be sleeper ones as well, I think. What I might do just for kicks and giggles, if there's nothing in here but a sleeper site, I might just attempt it and see how far I get before my ship gets destroyed, because it will get destroyed by sleepers. But it'll be a quicker way of getting back to G2, I think, than trying to scam my way back out of this system. Because anyone who's just joined, I forgot to bookmark the first exit wormhole, and unfortunately there was like 4 other wormholes in there, so it'll take me a while to scan myself back out. Since this ship's anywhere of 8 mil, very new player friendly ship. Can I check the training time for this ship? Here's the fit, by the way, in case you haven't seen. So we've got the core probe launcher 1, cloaking device 1, data relic analyzer 1, 1 MN afterburner 2, although I don't think that takes too long to train into, and warp core stabilizers 2. Although warp core stabilizers 1 will probably do exactly the same, but these are ones as well. Total fit estimated 8.6 mil, and I actually bought this on stream and it was about 8.6 mil, so really not expensive at all. Oh, and I've got a cool skin which I didn't even show off. You gotta show your skins off, people. Spend all this time and money collecting them. Especially for the smaller ships, there's loads of cool skins out for the smaller ships, and you never see them because I hardly fly them. I don't usually go below cruiser. Look at that, nice. I forget what it's called. This one, Saruman. It sounds like something off Lord of the Rings, that doesn't it? Saruman. Nice red and gold skin on there. Lovely skin. let's just keep going with this one. This one's taking its sweet time. I haven't hit the scan at all, but yeah, it's nothing. Since the system's so big, while I'm cloaked up scanning, there's no point having D-scan constantly going every few seconds, because the chance of someone actually walking past me, well, actually might be quite high, because I'm near the exit into high-sec, aren't I? But right, so this is a data site, and I'm still trying to get used to the scanner because I don't usually use the Tech 1 variant. I usually have the Sisters one, which is so much better, so much quicker for scanning. Hopefully we'll be able to scan this one down, and hopefully it's a normal site. There's two different types of sites when it comes to data and relic analysis. There's ones, well, there's three really. There's sleeper sites, which obviously have sleeper people in. There is the normal kind of Garista sites, Blood Raider sites, they're the ones that have like the Blood Raiders and stuff in. And there's completely undefended ones, where similar to high sec, just warp in, there's nothing there to stop you. Obviously you still have the normal so ghost sites and the ones that are like little mini missions all on their own with like storylines and everything to them. They're like the main ones. So in an Astero, or in a Magnate like this, I'm particularly avoiding the ones that have any NPCs in whatsoever. And like I said, I don't want it now. I've found that I could easily just go and warp to it now and complete it, but anyone in system who's following my my probes, obviously if they know how to do the D-scan, they'll just kind of narrow it down and be like, oh, I know there's a site over there, narrow it down, align to it, and find out, you know, that's where his probes last were. Oh look, his probes have disappeared, he's maybe recalled them and now he's warping here, and they'll wait for me over there. But obviously I'm not going to be over there, I'm all the way over here. But I haven't moved, so I'm still in me safe while I scan something else down. It also throws them off, because now anyone who's found my probes, because it's a big system, anyone who's found my probes over here will now be thinking, oh, once he's finished scanning this down, they disappear, I'd be warping here. But I'm not, I'll be going to obviously further away, which I've already scanned down. If that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense in my mind. It's a quick heads up, guys. How is the stream doing? I'm still getting warnings on this end saying that the stream status is good at 1080p, but YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth stream. So are you still buffering and stuttering a little bit, or does it seem okay? There's a wormhole. I'm not going to go any deeper with the Magnate. I want to get into my Legion, because it's been a while since I've done the sleepers now. As I said, I haven't used the Legion for exploration in a while, but I'm pretty sure it's set up well enough with a dual rep and everything on it to be able to handle the sleeper sites, or at least tank the damage while I hack them. Maybe not blow everything up, because the DPS is a bit low. More tank than DPS. But yeah, I want to get in the Legion. Bigger does not move out the flipping way. Stupid. Can I turn these information side things off? Is there any way of turning them off? I know there's 25% needed. I know it's just going to say it on all of them, and sometimes it just gets right in the flipping way. Damn. Let's get this one done. Again, if you're new to the channel, I do vape. I try and keep my vaping to a minimum, because I'm in a smallish room. As you can tell, I've got like soundproofing and everything, because the echo in here was unbelievable when I first started. Excuse me while I pick my nose a minute. Since the vape does tend to linger around a bit, so I'll try and use it very minimally. But if it does get to the point where you can't see me and it's like, wow, there's just a ghostly figure, you know, playing in amongst the smoke, then let me know and I'll cut out using it. I only use it now really for the taste. No nicotine in them. This fluid particularly I've got as well. I've run out of mine, so I've nicked my girlfriend's stuff, and she only has like a little tiny pen, so it doesn't work too well on my big beefy dripper thing. Seems to smoke up an awful lot, but I don't get much taste or anything of it. It's a quick drink of Lucomazate. Cheers, Noxy Lucozade, no more, it's just juice. Run out of Lucozades. Let's go down. Did I make that smaller? Let's make it smaller again, just to make sure. Always go bigger. Now, you really would think I would have a button here somewhere to show me how many people are watching, wouldn't you? But I really don't. could cheat and actually view my channel from like a different account. That'll tell me. I don't know why I said cheating. It's not exactly cheating, it's my stream. If I want to see who's watching, I can. Or should be able to. Whoop. I mean, I'll just go back to 2. It's got to be in between these two somewhere. Let's go for this one. It's further away. I guess. Right, what I'm going to do is, I mean, I think the probes have been out long enough to try and throw anyone off where I actually am or where I'm going to be going. I want to get out this Magnate. I want to get into a bigger and more awesome ship. So I'm going to warp now to this one. I'm going to warp in. I've got to remember to turn this off because I can't warp with that on. Nothing on D-scan. I'm going to warp this within 10. I don't want to, if there is any NPCs there, I don't want to land right on top of them. Out of the darkness, a curious dead space signature taunts brave and reckless explorers alike to try and uncover what secrets may be hidden in depths. Electronic interfaces flood through your ship's systems only moments after your warp drive locks and activates, growing ferocity as you head towards the train. So this just looks like a normal unsecured one. I wouldn't be surprised if there's sleepers or something, because Wormhole is full of them. But let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. What do you reckon? Should we just lose this ship? Because I really can't bother trying to find my way out. I mean, if we're quick. That'll be. Can I bookmark that? Come on. Can I not save location? No, it's a shame. Go! This is just not gonna go well. We can try though. I haven't even got any mods or anything to try and assist with this, so. I mean, you're 150 off. It's gonna take a while for them to get close to me, isn't it? I'm being muted now. And they're in the wrong direction. Why are they all over there? Looks like something's dragged them off. 88. Oh, it's going to take me a lifetime to go to that. Right, let's just head to the exit then. Warp to that. 10, yeah. Drop mod off. Whoa, I lost a lot of armor and like rather quickly there. Not too bothered about losing this, but that was a big chunk. Went like my shield went, the armor just went. Oh, I fall. Bump, half gone. Right, let's get out the Magnates. If I was in the Legion, you see, we could have like maybe we could have tackled that. Maybe not blowing everything up, but we could have at least you know, attempted to at least tank a little bit of damage before legging it. The only problem is now. In fact, I'm going to come back here, so let's bookmark that as well. Save that location as in. I'm going to call that in 2 because obviously when I get out the next one, I'll call that in 1. In 2. Right, so I have a save in here still, so we'll warp to that.
Warp drive active.
Ah, so it does remember the wormholes I've scanned down. Okay, so I could have just simply warped to some of them. Right, let's try this one. I can't see the info from here, can I? No. That'd be too easy if it was level 1, level 3 wormhole. What's a level 3? Does that mean if that's a C3 wormhole? Epicenter. Hate the way, I mean, that's an epicenter. I would love it to be able to just show info and say like this is a combat site, or this is, you know, a mining site or whatever. It just says it's a bloody beacon. I know it's a beacon. I can see it's a beacon. I just want to know what roughly is over there. Anyway, so let's go to the level 3. See what that is.
Warp drive active.
All I can imagine is it's a C3 wormhole. I presume there's 5 levels, and wormholes kind of go from C1 to, I think, C6 is the highest. Could be wrong, could be C. Like I said, I don't really keep up with the classes of the wormholes too much. I just tend to jump into everything. Alright, so what's the info on this? Leads, oh, okay, so null 1 stage leads into null security, so level 3 is null. Ah, so this will be a good little trade route to get from null straight to high sec. That's the one we've just come from. Go to this one. What should be the one I've not scanned down? Right, do I also have all my probes with me as well? I do. No, we can't stack them. Yes, so far we've made 91k. in normal sites, so less than ideal. Although, as I say, we did find that ghost site as our first one. That was absolutely perfect timing. So these are high tech, unknown. Yeah, it's going to be the one I haven't scanned down. Go back to our safe. Let's drop the probes here. Let's go back to our safe. Warp to location within North.
Warp drive active.
And it's got to be this one, so let's scan this one. That's not too bad. I thought maybe I'd have to scan all 4 of them down again, which would be a bit of a pain. Oh, that's the in, isn't it? But yeah, it's remembered. So when I come back, actually, I'd have remembered them all again. I would have remembered that data site, so I can just simply warp straight to it as well. The data sites? Relic sites. It used to be that the relic sites were worth a lot more, like loot-wise. The stuff in the relic sites was like way above the data sites, so no one used to do the data sites. But I think CCP have tried their best to try and even it out now. So I've always done both. In a T1 like this, there's really nothing else you can put in the mids. You're not going to be tackling anything, or you're not going to warp scram when I stay where that jumps in on you, because you're just going to die instantly. You're not going to do anything against any combat ship, so it's pointless putting anything in there like a pointer scram, webs, anything like that. It's not worth it. So you might as well bring the data and the relic one with you. And for the Legion, I've just got the Omni one, which can do both, which gives me extra utility in the mids. There we go. So it's got to be this one. Warp to North. I didn't even cloak up, did I? That's not worth it. Call these back while I remember. Like I say, not really too important when you're just using. Oh, I wanted that one. Too important when you're using the Tech 1 core ones, but when you're using the sister ones, I mean, even they're not ridiculously expensive. But so once you've lost a few sets of them, you'll start to feel a bit of a pinch in your wallet. Right, so it's got to be this one. Bit of info on that. Let's go to space. There we go. Let's jump through there. Alright, so I've got a choice then, haven't I? When I come back, I can either go to the the null-sec space, or wormhole. So what do you guys think in the chat? Would you like me to go back to that wormhole and try that sleeper site in the Legion, or should we go into null-sec and see what we find in there? Null-sec can be a little bit better because you don't have the advantage of not being visible in the chat. See, like now we're in local, it's got a list of who's in the system with me. So it's nice not to appear in there, so no one knows you're there, so they don't even know to look for you. But at the same time, you don't know who else is there. And if you're in null, then I need to go to Jita, don't I? How far away is Jita? 9. That shouldn't take too long. If you're in null, yes, people know you're in the system, but you can also see who else is in the system. If there's only like 2 people, and you can see on D-scan 2 ventures. Just looking over here as a venture. You see 2 ventures, you know you're kind of safe. They're happily mine, and you can do what you want. Or if you jump into a system and there's no one in there, you're like, yes, I'm just gonna take me time here. There's absolutely no one here to disturb me. And as soon as someone does, especially if you're in a T1, or if you take the Athanor, is it the Athanor, the T2 for MR? Pretty sure it is. Yeah. Oh no, I was close. Anathema. Well, however you say that. So if you're in the Tech 2s, then
Warp drive active.
forgot my train of thought. Forgot my train of thought again, guys. I've got to stop getting sidetracked by what things are called. We could do these data sites. Do you want me to do these data sites? No one's really talking in chat. Is anyone even here? I wish I could see who was flipping here. Let's have a look. If I open up YouTube again in another tab and change. Oh, there's 10. It says 10 watching. There's 10 here. Hey guys, how's it going? 10 people watching. Yay. Yeah, you're obviously all just going on in the background, which is perfectly fine by me. If you want to pipe up in the chat a little bit, let me know what you want me to do with this. Legion, should we stay in the wormholes? Do you want me to go to null? That kind of stuff would be nice. Help me, Jeebus. What's that off, Jeebus? I forget. I think it's a film or like a comedy show or something. Help me, Jeebus. Oh, it was The Simpsons. That's the one. Yeah, it's on The Simpsons, isn't it? Let's keep going. See what's how fast am I actually at warp? I don't think my warp speed's actually fast. My line time's down to like under 4 seconds, I think. Oh, I don't think my actual warp speed's more than about 3. Oh, it's 5. Yeah, I mean, I could have fitted this ship with bigger and better things. Obviously, Tech 2 everything would have fitted on this, no problem. Even the Tech 2 Covert Ops cloak if you wanted it. There's no real point out in going for the Tech 2 variant. All that does is it allows you to travel at like normal speed rather than this thing. If my ship does like say 1,000 or well 400 meters a second, it means I'm going to be crawling around at what's 90% of 400? Let's say 500, so it would be like 20 kilometers a second top speed. But since I'm not planning on traveling with the cloak on, there's no need to go for the Tech 2. It'll just save you money. Random person, hi, I see you. Thanks for chatting up, mate. I thought maybe the chat system or something was broke, then everyone's been really quiet for ages. It's just me talking to me. It's a good job I talk to me quite a lot. People look at me strange when I'm walking down the street. But there was one guy before, I was going to the shop and just getting electric. And I got halfway there and I realised I had forgot my electric key. For those of you who are maybe American and I'm not English, I don't even know how the Americans do it, but we have like little fobs, it looks like a USB thing almost. You take that to the shop and you say like put £10 on that and put 20 quid on that, and it tops it up and you use that to top your meter up. And I got halfway there and I was like, oh, I forgot the fob. And I actually said that out loud. I stopped, said, oh, I forgot the flipping fob, turned around, there's a guy standing behind me looking at me like, who are you talking to? I was like, I just walked off. I was like, yeah, I quite often talk to myself, even if it's just little things like I forgot my fob, or standing in the middle of the shop going, right, I needed butter, I needed milk, I needed this, I needed that, and people looking at me like, who are you talking to? I'm talking to myself. I always think as long as I'm just talking to myself, that's fine. When I start answering myself out loud, I think that's when it's a problem. When you say to yourself like, what else did I need? I needed milk, butter, and then you start having a discussion with yourself like, well, you also needed bread. Oh no, I didn't need bread because I got it the other day. Oh, I need this. Oh no, well, how about that? Oh, what should I have for dinner? When you start having full-blown conversations with yourself, that I think is when it becomes a problem. Watch and see if you enter my wormhole chain. Are you waiting for me? I was expecting that. I thought, you know, I am streaming. If I run into someone who's waiting for me, that's perfectly fine. Would rather you blown up this Magnate though than me Legion. I say I'm not clued up on wormholes. I do know there's websites out there which have like so them all mapped out and stuff. I just tend to jump into random ones, go like 1, 2, maybe 3 deep, and I get out. Unless one shot's behind me, in which case I've seen myself go through like loads of them and end up in the middle of null miles. Maybe like, I'm gonna get out of null as well. Oh, and hello, Mr. Bearbox. First time seeing you in chat, I think. Nice to see all these new names. Corneus, you've been here since the beginning, so I remember your name. I also say your name right because I had to ask you. I was like, how do you pronounce that? The Bearbox, pretty sure I'm saying that right. Sweet J, Dave, and Zek. And you've already told me you are Dave and Zek. Do you talk to yourself? Do you have like 2 personalities, or are they 2 different people as well? Maybe I'm not the only one who talks to myself.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, but the Legion, I might as well go through the fit now actually, even though we're not there yet. The Legion I'll be using, that's kind of fitted more towards not attacking other things, but it's well capable of defending itself. So it's only a test. I've not actually flown this before, because I've not actually flown exploration in a T3 since they've redone the subsystems. Used to only be 3, didn't there? What was the 5? I can't remember now. But since they've redone them, I've not actually used it, so I've done my best to try and get them together. So I went for the interdicted nullifier, mainly because what did that give me? Didn't that give me better immune to non-targeting, immersion modifier, max range, signature radio? I can't remember now. That gave me something I wanted. Warp, I don't know. For some reason I decided to put that on there. To be honest, quite limited out of these. I was looking at it, I was like, not going to really match what I need them for. Can you fly a T3? Yeah, I can fly a T3. I've been flying T3s for ages. I think I am not max skills at these anymore because I think I lost 2 in like the last month, and obviously you lose skills with it. So I'm like level 4 in 2 of the aspects and like level 5 in the other 3. So yeah, I went for that. I got the assault optimization, so I got drones and hams at the top, covert reconfiguration so I can warp around cloaked and stuff, so it's handy. And what was this one again? What does this do? Oh yeah, this one was ship sensor strength, max targeting range, scan resolution. Basically, if I do pop up on something, I want it to be able to lock a little bit better. So that's what the scan resolution was. It better scan resolution from mine? I can't remember now. Yeah, but I decided to go for that one. Sisters probe launcher in the top with obviously Sisters probes, hams, ammunition for like everything because why not? I keep running into Lokis, which are like obviously massive shield fits on them, and I think I just keep running into the ones which are like dual rep or something like that, just a massive buffer on the are on the shield, so I was fed up of always using like Inferno or Nova on them and getting nowhere, so I thought, sod it, I'm going to start using this mod, the EM ones, basically to try and take the shields out faster if I do run into enough ones. It's a very popular ship, the Loki. Cover obscurity device and a NOS as well, just to help with the cap, because it's not very cap stable. With bear in mind, that's everything running. I turn off like that until I need it, that until I need it, and that won't be running it for like if we're in combat. Obviously I'll turn that off. That won't really be on all the time. Once I get within range, it'll be turned off, and then so stay with one on, a minute with them both on, and then 2 minutes with that thing on. So the idea of this is I've got a NOS on next, so I'll always be, even with that run, I'll always be like near enough no cap, so I'll be below what the other person's cap will be. Hopefully if they've got decent cap, I'll just steal it off them. But I've got all that. Got Warp Scrap 2, Frost Line on there, so I can do both Data and Relic at the same time. It's a bit short. I can do Data and Relic with that one. That's the one, isn't it? Multi-purpose. Yeah, I can do both Archaeological and Hacking. This one to get around the different sites quicker. A little bit of a tank. I went for dual rep because dual rep's just for the win. The good stuff in here as well. So yeah, this one is fitted more for being able to like defend myself. The idea is if it is there or something, or Stratios or even another like Legion does uncloak next to me, I can, rather than being straight away, I need to run away and lag it, so I can at least stop and try and defend myself a little bit. Plus it means if I do find an Astero or something and manage to scan it down, I can pop them. Not that I'm going looking for them, like, but if they're just there, obviously why not? Right, so let's get into, I'm going to repair this. I like to repair things straight away because otherwise I forget, and the next time I take it out it'll be half dead. There's Fat Baby. Fat Baby is a brilliant chip, but unfortunately you can't really, that's only 8k, I was going to say, I'm not in a player own structure. Right, so I'm going to put that there. Yeah, Mini Titan I've called him because just with the front on, I mean I don't use this front very often. I forget which subsystem does this, but I think it's like the scan resolution one. So it makes it look like a mini avatar, at least from like here, maybe to about there. There forward, mini avatar. On the back is like, I've no idea. It's like a turtle or something, isn't it, on the back? I don't really know what that's meant to look like. But yeah, the idea behind this is it can kind of defend itself a bit and sleep, mainly for sleeper sites as well, because as I say, there's a lot of sleeper sites and a lot of NPCs in the Wormhole site, so it's not nice to always scan like 6 sites down and find out the all of NPCs, and you've got to leave them alone. So this thing at least should be able to tank what they're throwing out, if not take the NPCs out. So what I'm going to do now, excuse me, is I'm just going to take a quick like bathroom break. So if I push, where's it gone? If I push this button, you guys should go back to the streamer starting soon window. And yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. Give me like 5 minutes at the most, and I'll be back. Hello all of you awesome people out there, and welcome back to another super awesome and mega wicked cool video done by myself, a Disowned hero. And in this episode I'm going to be giving you a quick overview / review of EVE Online and what I think you need to know if you're planning on playing this for the very first time. Now in case you don't know, I am only a small YouTuber with dreams of being big, and a lot of my content is based around EVE Online. I do how-to guides, entertainment videos, and just general videos based on EVE Online. I've been playing for about 4 going on 5 years now, and I like to think I have experienced a lot of what EVE has to offer. If you do fancy playing EVE Online for the first time, then check the description down below. You'll find a link there which will take you to the official EVE Online website, where you can create a character and get a whole bunch of skill points to start off with, so you'll be one step ahead of everyone else. Other than that, let's get on with it. So let's start with something you probably already know. EVE Online is a massive online multiplayer sandbox game with thousands of active players. At the time of recording this, there was actually 40,000 people online. Everyone plays on the same server in the same space, so you can track down anyone who's online and engage them in combat, trading, chat, or anything else the game allows you to do. Since EVE is a sandbox game, what you can do is pretty unlimited. Want to dominate the PvP world? Go for it. Want to become a billion or trillionaire and controls EVE player base? The option is there. Have an urge to form the ultimate alliance or corp similar to guilds in other games and literally control huge areas of space? Good luck to you. The point is, you can, and people have done this stuff as well as much more. There are Reddit stories, YouTube videos, countless forum posts, all based on actual events just like these, which range from spies crumbling huge empires from the inside out, and huge space battles that see thousands of players all in the same area, all fighting one another. In fact, there are very few rules in EVE and very little you can do to actually get banned. I think getting banned would be pretty difficult, but bans can be handed out for charity scams, real world abuse, racism, and a few other bits and bobs. Things that would be considered cheating or bannable in other games, such as scamming players for in-game items and money, is perfectly legal in EVE Online, and be prepared to see multiple scammers in the main trading areas spamming chat with such scams and cons. It's almost encouraged. So the game itself, when you first start, you'll have to create a character, and you will choose from one of the main 4 races. This is Amar, Caldari, Minmatar and Galente, each with 3 sub-races, and once you've done that you have multiple backgrounds you can choose from. But to be honest, none of this makes any real difference to the game, as it only affects starting skills, and every character at some point can train into every skill. Creating a character in EVE Online can take hours, as it has one of the most advanced character creation tools I have ever seen. Once again though, this doesn't make much difference to the game, as you'll spend most of your time looking at your ships and overviews, but at least your picture in the corner when you type into chat looks good. Gameplay itself is unique to most other space games. People looking to grab a joystick and manually fly and shoot may be disappointed, as EVE plays more like a third-person strategy game than it does a first-person shooter, with most inputs being done by clicking through menus. Not hard to see why this game is often referred to as Spreadsheets Online or Spreadsheet Simulator, as the amount of information you have to sift through and have at the ready can sometimes be... And there we are, I'm all back and happy to go. Have I had one headphone off this whole time? When I was doing my phone, I can't remember. Sounds different. Oh well. Yeah, I'm back. And just to answer, was it someone, random person, can you fly a T3? I can fly a T3. I forgot to mention, I can only fly the Legion, that's because I like the Amar ships, and obviously once I trained into some of their cruisers, I went for the Curse and Pilgrim, is it the other one? I mainly used the Curse. So it was an easy step into these. I don't know too much about them. I know Smart Bomb and Proteus, the Galente one, is a thing. I think the Loki's got the most DPS if you want DPS, and I believe, don't quote me on it because obviously everything can be fitted differently, but the Legion can fit a fairly decent tank, and that's kind of why I went for this. I thought I'm going to get into T3s, I want to get one that's got some survivability about it and isn't like a big glass cannon like a Oracle or something, so that's why I fly this one. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, by the way. And Mr. Bearbox, you do not do stream sniping, it's lame, you just enjoy the content, you always learn something new. I don't really see the point in stream sniping. I can maybe if you've got a streamer that's, well, it's not exactly stream sniping, but if you've got a streamer that constantly roams your area of space, like so with 50-60 man fleets, then I could understand maybe clicking on his link every now and then, see if he's active and maybe in your area, so you know to watch out for him. But yeah, I don't see the point in watching someone knowing exactly what ship they're in and the best way to counter them and basically just going in there and annihilating them, because you're not gaining anything from it, are you? It's an easy kill. It's nothing you can really boast about because it's like you knew the outcome before you even started attacking things. I didn't bookmark the flipping wormhole, did I, when I left? Which means I can't even remember what system it was in. Oh no! Alright, let's just head in a different direction. I'm gonna go towards the starting system where I first started playing EVE. Which is Chavin, however you say that. This is where the corp originally hailed from as well. When I set the corp up, it was close to Amar space. Unfortunately, due to high-sec board echoes and stuff, it kind of died. By the way, if you are playing EVE Online and you're in an NPC corp or maybe looking for a new corp, I do have my own. It's Disowned Heroes. Quite a few cool guys in there. Either message me Disowned Hero in-game or simply search for us Disowned Heroes and we'll get you in. We are a very new player-friendly corp. We have a lot of returning players, new players, and also people who've been playing for years as well. We do a little bit of everything. We have our own structures and stuff, and yeah, we'll help you out as much as we can. It's a great group of guys to fly with. There's usually always someone online, so we do have a few people from different time zones. So yeah, coming in. Plus we have a lower tax rate. Get the attributes up. We have a lower tax rate than NPC corps at only 4%. Also, if you have not already, I'm going to get a huge plug in here while I'm travelling around. If you haven't already, then hit the subscribe button as well, because I do try to... Ooh! Oh, he's sitting on a citadel, isn't he? If you haven't subscribed, then hit the subscribe button. I try and stream... I'm going to try and stream maybe twice a week. I mean, I'll aim for 3 times a week, but twice a week. Not on set days or anything yet, because I'm extremely new to it, and obviously I've got to try and think of content to stream about. But it will always be starting at 9 o'clock, so this time. And I try and get a video out daily, but again, that does fall flat sometimes. I mean, the last video I did, which was like the review overview, I thought I'll do that. So, not a bad video, and get my thoughts and opinions across to new players who maybe want to join. That took me near enough 2 days to edit that. You wouldn't think it by watching it, but honestly, God, that took me like 2 days. I had to get people from my corp to like undock so I can get nice pictures of some of the ships. I had to go through footage from years ago to try and find decent pictures of me doing stuff. I even managed to sneak in there, and I had someone message me on Facebook. Because I have a Facebook channel as well. No, page, isn't it? I have a Facebook page as well. Messaged me saying, "Wow, how did you manage to get your character to like walk around? That's awesome. I always wondered why you had like such in-depth character creation too. If that's what it's for, how'd you do it?" And I was like, "I'm sorry to tell you, but that's from like, was it 6 months, maybe a year ago? You could do that walk around in station." And he was like, "Oh, disappointed now." So yeah, it took me days, not days, it took me hours to try to go through old footage and stuff, and it just seems to drag forever that. But yeah, I do aim to try and get one out every day, so hit the subscribe button. And what I have done as well, I'm not really too keen on it, but obviously I would love YouTube to be like a job for me, because I actually love what I'm doing, and I'd love to be able to wake up and like earn a little bit of money from doing this, as well as just doing it for fun, because I really enjoy doing it. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't. But there is a paypal.me account linked in the description down below, so if you're feeling super generous and want to give me like £1 or even 10p and have your name, and I'm not sure if you can leave comments on paypal.me, but if you leave a comment as well, I'll get that like showing up on like the next video. I haven't got any chat bots or anything. I don't know how to set them up. I don't even know if you can set them up, but yeah, so if you're feeling super generous, give me £1 and I'll go buy myself a Mars bar. And you'll get your name on the next video kind of thing. Don't know if I'll keep that paypal.me thing, but like I said, it would be nice to be able to make a little bit of money from this, because at the moment, I mean, it's obviously a dream to be able to do YouTube as like a job, but at the moment, low on subscribers, views aren't great. It's been my highest viewing video at the moment. It's like 22,000 views, which is awesome, but it's quite a way off, you know, being able to make a living off it. But back to what we're doing here. I think we're far enough away now from... Oh, we're on the main trade route to a Mar. Come on, show me the systems. We'll go one more and see if we can find a wormhole. We're on the main... I was saying, we're far enough away from cheating now that we can actually start. Why have I got nothing loaded? Alright, let's sort my modules out while I'm just jabbering away. Right, so get them all together. Where they go? Down there. That should be down there. Get that loaded up with... Why have I got combat probes in me? Have I brought all sorts of junk with me? I have as well. That's obviously a different fit. I haven't got the flipping subsystems with me. Alright, so I need to dock up first and drop them off. And then we'll go see if we can find a wormhole to jump into. Perfect, you'll do.
Warp drive active.
That's what I was doing, I was rearranging these things, wasn't I? So let's get them loaded up with Inferno's always good, doing thermal damage. So it's always a good bet if you're not sure what you're going to be up against. Let's get the cloak. Let's get the cloak down there. Let's get that thing down there as well. Let's get the... Why have you got... Which one of you has nanites? There we go. Get you in there. So it's a new fit to me. Usually I have all this sorted out and I kind of know what I'm doing. So you might find if we do get into a bit of a fight, it'll be a bit of, oh no, what's going on? Where's the button when we're clicking? But hopefully we should be okay as well. So far, letting always... BM your wormholes. Yes, I do usually always bookmark. It's very rare I forget. I think it's just because I'm like trying to talk at the same time. What is your favourite aspect of the game? Now that is a difficult one. I don't think there's an aspect of it I don't enjoy. I mean, mining can be very boring, but if I'm in the mood for it, it's perfect. I would say I like exploration. I like wormholes. Trying to go in PvP and wormholes, it can be long-winded. When I say PvP, I mean I usually take like a cloaky, you know, anything cloaky. It could be an Astero, could be a Stratos, could even be this thing. I'll just go in there with the idea of finding something, be it a Drake that's ratting, be it so maybe not so much exploring ships, because there's no fun. There's no fun killing a tiny Stratos if you're in a giant legion. But I think that's quite fun trying to find fights and stuff. Obviously, if I warp in, if I jump into a wormhole and there's like a million ships in there, like a huge fleet, I'll kind of just go like, nope, and try to head the other direction. But the actual sneaking around and getting in range without being seen and trying to scan things down and find where everyone is, I find that aspect quite fun. Even though it can take like an hour sometimes to find a target, it's quite fun. Money making wise, I do like to do exploration. because it kind of ties in with the whole being sneaky in wormhole space, with the added bonus of making some pennies. Right, so I'm just looking here what I've actually got with me. So Inferno, I haven't bought that many missiles really, have I? I have if you count them all together, but of each, I've only got like 3 rounds of each. I might struggle with that then. I will find out. I'm not going to load up like 20,000 missiles because I'll just get popped as soon as I jump into a wormhole. I can see it happening. As soon as you plan to live forever, you'll die instantly. As soon as you plan on dying instantly, you'll live forever and run out of ammo. It's always the way, isn't it? Right, so we're in a fairly nice-ish system. I don't know why I'm checking D-scan. I'm in high sec. Let's start. Oh, no, these flipping loaded. Scanner probes. I didn't really need to bring the combat ones, did I? I'll keep the combat ones. See if we can find anything actually. What we could do, which I don't usually do, well, since I've got the combat ones with me, is when we get into a wormhole, do a quick scan of the whole system to see if there's anyone in there. At least that'll tell me if there's like a huge fleet or, you know, flipping carrier or something flying around in there. Right, so now we've got them loaded. You're loaded up. Let's switch you around. I always have you on the left. Everything here is ready to go. You should be kind of there. You should be down there. I haven't got that many drones with me either. What was it? I didn't really go through these very well, did I? Let's just start gathering things down, shall we, and get into a wormhole. Start top first. Andy's right in the middle. Whoop. Tell you what, it's quite fun as well. Is actually starting a corp. That's really fun. It's almost like so you're starting like a little family, watching it grow and grow and grow and grow. Because as opposed to being like an NPC corp or joining like an already established corp with thousands of people in it, so you get to know everyone individually and you become like really close friends. I mean, we only have like 23, 24 people in our corp, and I could near enough list them all off the top of my head, the players. It's just because I have been in some of the bigger corps. I've been in Brave, I've been in After Never Goons, what else was in? I didn't know they're one of the big ones anyway. Brave being one of the bigger ones. And even though there was always people about and you could always jump on comms with them, you didn't really know them. Ah, wormhole, lovely. I've got the Sisters probes off now, yeah. So the Sisters expanded core probe launcher. And why have I even got an expanded one? For some reason I decided combat probes would be a good idea on this fit. Either that or I already had it handy, so I decided just to throw it on. I didn't go up. Oh well. What was I saying then? I've completely forgot. I'll figure it out in a minute. Oh, that's right, the probe launcher. Having the Sisters one on, you get so much more. So many more bonuses towards your scanning that you'll find simply swapping the standard Tech 1 probe launcher for the Sisters one on the Magnate would have made scanning just that little bit much easier. And especially that site where I was like at 91% and couldn't quite get it, trying to put the Sisters one on. Most probably, like, it would have got it without having to mess around with custom probe sizes or anything. Right. Everything's in the wrong place. It's not in the wrong place, it's just I don't usually have it laid out like this. Usually D-scans on this side, probe scans on this side, so I have all my like information on one side. Whilst I look at my glorious ship, which I'm not too keen on this skin. I always like to put skins on because, well, skins, and why would I not want one? And it's not a bad looking ship, normal colours. Not sure if I like that, but to be honest I don't like any of them. That looks a bit there. That looks a bit there as well. What have I decided on? The standard one, apparently. No, let's get the extra hunters back on. If you do change your skins, by the way, I don't know if they changed this, but I did notice a while ago when I first started putting them on ships, because I used to just collect them, never used to use them, just like collect them up. Leads into unknown parts of space, reaching the end of its natural life cycle, so I could expect this one to die within like the next 10 minutes. It could be the next 6 hours. It's going to die pretty soon. Not had its stability ruined, and then medium ships can pass through. So I'm going to go into this one. If it closes behind me, then it closes behind me. If it doesn't, then I'll get out. But I'm just going to see what's actually in this one. I'm not going to go too deep, because obviously if I spend like 3 hours in here, when I come back, chances are it's going to be gone. So we'll just jump in. But yeah, so you just collect them. And I figured out when I start putting skins on things, you lose your kill marks. It's almost like the people are painting them on. Bookmark that. It's almost like people are painting them on. I'm going to call that O1 because I didn't delete the other bookmarks I got. Delete them now. Delete that to save. Don't need it. Remove. Yes. Remove that as well. Yes. Remove that one. Yes. And remove. Oop. Wow, I've made so many flipping bookmarks. Filled them up. But yeah, it's almost like little guys who are painting your skins on. Just see the kill mark and they're like, "Oi boss, what's this?" And he's like, "Just paint over it, it'll be fine." You lose them. It's a bit of a pain. Right, so D-scan shows that we don't really have anything in here, so I'm going to try and do this properly. So I've already bookmarked the wormhole. I'm going to click all. How big is this system? System's not very big, so it doesn't really matter where warp. So I'm just going to pick this moon here, and I'm going to align to it to get rid of my cloak, and I'm going to whack these things out, and I'm going to hit my cloak here and warp to this at 100. You don't want to warp to it at 0 because it could be a structure or something sitting on that moon. You never know, you could warp into like a laser battery and be like, damn, I'm getting fired at. And that's the advantage of having the covert ops now, is I'm completely invisible to the world. All they can see is my my probes out in space. They have no idea what ship I'm in, they have no idea how I'm fitted. I forgot to bookmark as safe, so I always forget something. Oh well. I don't really need it. There's nothing on D-scan anyway. I mean, someone could warp into me, so we'll just kind of head in this direction. They can't scan me down, so if they do manage to pick the right moon and warp in from the right direction, so they'll be very lucky to actually find me. So we'll just bypass that like it didn't happen. Alright, so let's bring this up here. Got the probes already out. Still nothing on D-scan, so we're quite safe, no other probes. I mean, it could be a ship. There are people who sit camped up, cloaked in wormholes for flipping hours. Waiting. I've never done that. If I go looking in wormholes, I'll just scan around, maybe wait 10 minutes, see if anything unplugs, and then leave. There are people who wait hours. Hopefully we'll find some sort of data or relic thingy-majiggies in here. If Mr. Bearbox, we do manage to jump into your wormhole, and give us a shout, we'll pop round and say hi. Have a cup of tea. It would have been so much cooler if, rather than talking about the walking in station, rather than actually getting rid of that, they actually built upon it and had like common areas or something where you got like mess halls maybe in the stations, where up to, I don't know, 10 people maybe could go into the mess hall, and maybe just have like, I don't know, a separate chat box or something, so you could host like meetings then, couldn't you, for your corp and stuff in them, rather than getting rid of it completely. But I don't work for CCP, so they must have had good reasons to get rid of it. Kind of makes the whole character creation now a bit void. I even mentioned it in like that overview, that you can spend hours in it, you can adjust cheekbones, foreheads, eyebrows and all sorts, but at the end of the day all you get is a little tiny picture in the corp chat or in your local chat, which, to be honest, if I go to local I don't even have the pictures up. But yeah I do, they're just tiny. But no, they're not. It's just when they're talking a little picture pops up. Right, let's have a quick scan again. Still nothing about, just my probes. This only has 4 signatures in, actually. If this was a completely empty system, with like no one's been in here, I'd expect to see a few more than that. It could be now that we'll find no data or relic, because quite often it's only the data and relic sites people do. So maybe not. There's one here. Hey. Narrow it down. And again, I haven't seen anyone in anything on D-scan, but I don't want to just simply scan this one down and warp to it, because anyone following my probes around on their D-scan, like using the directions, like the angles even, so they'll know that that's the one I've scanned down, that's the one I'm going to. So I'm just going to simply move them over here. And if anyone does know, I mean, Mr. Bearbox, it sounds like you kind of live in wormholes, so what is this ring? What does that mean? I know what the orb is, that's obviously it's within the orb. I know when they're separated, it's being picked up twice almost, and you need to pick, you know, one of the two. But what does this ring mean? Is that similar to an orb, but they've just put a ring around it or something instead? I don't quite get it. I mean, was that even in the ring? game keeps telling me that I've not done tutorials because they've brought new tutorials out, and every time I open up the agency it's like, oh, you need to do this and learn how to do the basics, and I was like, no, I know what the basics are, but maybe I should actually pick one of the exploration ones up and find out what all these symbols mean. So there we have another wormhole which would lead somewhere else. So if our exit's blocked, that's obviously the way we're going to be going. So here's another one. Why are these getting the rings around them? I don't know what they mean. Am I supposed to be within the ring like this, or am I supposed to be like massively out of it? God knows. Still streaming, still doing well. KBS is jumping up and down a little bit, but it's not going below about 5,000, so we should be fine on that front. Another wormhole. You're going to be the exit. I've already bookmarked it, so I'm just going to ignore that. Boop. And lastly, let's go for yeah. The Forgotten Perimeter, I'm pretty sure that will be a sleeper one. Forgotten stuff. I'm pretty sure the Forgotten stuff is. It's when you start seeing like Blood Raider sites, you're like, oh, that could be empty. So as such, I can't actually reload, can I? Because I'm all cloaked up. Because I'll put my long range ammo in, but we'll have to wait. Yeah, but I should have actually checked my ranges on the missiles and stuff before. What's my range on these? 13. Alright, so probably about 20, 25, 27-ish, I think, using the long range. Another one. And I was going to mention it again, but if you push V at any point, it will do your directional scan. I'm pretty sure that's the standard button. Just think of it as, I don't even know if, I know I can't. But as standard, you have like a little cone coming off showing you which way you're scanning. So think of it as like the V for the cone. Alright, so there we go. We've got 2 Forgotten Perimeter power something or others. Very happy that's going to drag them back in. Still nothing on D-scan now, so I'm just going to warp to... Which one do you reckon? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, cats. Let's go for this one. So again, in fact, I'm going to warp to North because I think the actual relic sites, the things are going to hack were like 80 km away, weren't they, in the last one, so I don't fancy slow boating that far. And again, I've got nothing in D-scan now. The advantage of being able to travel at full speed. Are you sure you can travel full speed with these? Yeah, 0% maximum velocity. So what is my full speed? Yeah, 210. So it's still going to take me a while to slow boat over to them. I mean, all we have here to get to combat. Do I have these on combat? Yeah. I have no idea why these are in there in combat, like, but they are. We only have 2 awakened patrollers. We should quite easily, I think, be able to take them out. So I'm just going to head towards these. What I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to uncloak. I'm going to uncloak now. I'm going to get this on for 1 cycle because I'm pretty sure they use missiles. I'm going to switch over to the javelins. Just hopefully I can start blasting them at range if they are using... I think they use a mix between lasers and missiles. And you need to be able to tank like everything, basically. They deal a little bit of everything. Oh, come on, knock them up. Thought I'd done that. So what's my range on these? No, it's 24. Alright, so it's a bit less than I thought. I should be able to get you anyway. You're getting close enough. A little bit further, a little bit further. There we go. I'll let these out. I also have medium drones, get them out as well. Oh, for cruisers, medium drones? Light drones? Let's go for mediums. There we go. Are they using they are using missiles. Oh, I have turned the micro warp off. If you get hit by missiles, you want to turn your micro warp off, they'll do less damage than if you had them on. And let's go. I think the red ring is that you hit a sig in that ring. I'm not sure. I like being an F1 monkey. Oh, okay. Right, so what I'm not doing is hitting D-scan. Every few seconds you want to be hitting D-scan. You want to know as soon as if anything's warping into you. Nearly through shield, but obviously I'm tanked for armour, so it should be pretty safe on that front. Also, what was my range on the other one? It was like 12, wasn't it? So I should be able to flick over now to the short range, which is Inferno Rage. 10-second reload on that. Drones seem to be doing quite well though. Is it medium drones I should be using on cruisers or light drones? I'm always unsure. They're like in the middle ground, aren't they? Battle cruisers definitely mediums. Not V, F. There we go. Can you reach them? Oh no, you're 13. Damn, it's wasted like 20 seconds, if not more. Reloading that. Let's get rid of some. These ones, Nova. Oh well, wait, I'm well within range of this, so let's just orbit that. Let's say 1,000. Let's get the D-scan still going. They're quite happy doing whatever they're doing. I'm going to get that going. I might as well get this going as well, because I'm pretty sure I'm cap stable with just one of these going. And lock this off. I might as well start hacking this at the same time. Keeping the D-scan going. It does get quite hard to, not to do this stuff, but when you're trying to talk as well and be a little bit entertaining, so it can be a little bit difficult to try and keep an eye on everything. So I just want to keep mashing the D-scan. I want to get this thing going on this. They're quite happy blasting away. And once I kill this last one, I'll probably find more sleepers or warp in. So that's why I'm not really in a rush to blow them up. Again, following the numbers 2, 2. So there's something probably over there, but we'll come back to that. Let's go this way. 5 kind of went the wrong side on that. Right, so they've gone. So as you can see, it's escalated a bit now. More things have come in. Turn this off. Don't need that now. Don't take that out. There we go. 5. Oh, come on. Get that out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Something here, not there. We'll take that. Just get a few repair cycles up on our Majikis, right? I don't know why I'm locking that up, just waste of flipping time. I want the cruisers first, really, because they're dealing the most damage to us. And taking my drones as well, get back. I don't want all of them. Do I want all of them back? No, we'll keep these ones out. And still nothing on D-scan, which is good. So, actually, let's start shooting at something, shall we? You're a little bit too far away, are you? No, you're not, so I might as well start whacking stuff out of you. Not being used to anything. Do need to get me reps up a bit, though, and also get back to this. 1, it's here somewhere. It's flipping out, it's a flipping another spanner. Up here. There it is, that's going to do 10 at a time. Yeah, I should be able to get that. Alright, so let's loop that one there. I'm also going to get a cycle of this one off as well. Not too much in that one. Go towards that. I also need to keep on top of my guns as well, because I'm not even dealing damage at this point. So what is the range on these again? 24, so that's actually outside of my range. This one, however, is not. They're sitting quite far outside my range, it's going to be a bit of a pain. Let's get NOS off on these as well. You can not newt out NPCs, but you can. That one's actually, and that's what I've got on him, is it? Right, turn that off there. It's just wasting cap now. Turn that off as well. Drones are still engaging him. I kind of want him taken out, but I'm using the wrong ammo really. You're being targeted, but you're fine. Let's get this last one out as well. Alright, keep on top of my D-scan. I'm getting a little bit flustered at the moment. Just like I say, I've been out of it a little bit. Got drones on that. I want to try and take that out. I want to get close to this one here. Orbit this at 1,000. Keep your D-scan up as well, because you never know, something could come in. Don't usually want to. Oh, my drones are getting targeted quite badly now. Keep them out a little bit longer. Let's get these reps going again as well. No drones, come to this one now, please. Might as well get the last one locked up there. And I want this one locked up. Keeping an eye on my drones, it seems to be doing okay. Tank's not doing too bad. Close enough to. There's that one. So let's start scanning this one. Keep D-scan up and running. 1, 1. Thank you. Spanner straight off the bat. I like that. 3, 2, 1, 1. Do another spanner. I'll take that. D-scan. Nothing there. Might as well click that one. 5, 5. Going the wrong way. 5. Nothing there. So you can sneak around this way. Still nothing on D-scan. How am I doing for dealing damage? Nothing is actually close enough to me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my drones and see if maybe I can get them to come closer to me rather than attacking my drones. That might help just a little bit. Still nothing on D-scan. 2, 1. There's something up there, but maybe 1. Something there. Crap, it was there. Just get a spanner off and see what's over this way. Nothing. Let's go over here. There he is. Loot what's inside him. 316. Not really much in these. I think, from what I've heard of these kind of sites, sometimes the loot can be in the ships themselves, but we'll soon find out.
The capacitor is empty.
Oh, that's not good. I've obviously left me rep on for too long with these. Something's muted me, that's why. That there. Let's get the lights out for him. Take him out, please. I'm going to start going over to this one. Am I being hit with missiles still?
The capacitor is
Doesn't
empty.
look like it, but we'll let the capacitor get back up. I was going to reload the nanite paste like I can. Keep the D-scan up so I know what's coming. Drones, come on, get in. Right, so now we've completed that one, so we can unlock it. And go towards... Which one am I going towards? Towards this one here, by the looks of it, aren't I? Yeah. Not really forcing him to come much closer though. He's still 43 off. It's not really much of a big issue. It just means I won't get an escalation if he's not around. He doesn't want to come close enough. So I've just got one chip shooting at me rather than like 5. Could actually use my NOS there as well on him to get some more majiggies up, but not to be. Let's reload as well. Yeah, he's nowhere near. I can even turn this on now. If they're not using missiles, see, I can take the signature radius hit from the micro warp. The drones have gone to engage him, but you're the wrong size. In fact, I'm not 100% sure. Again, light drones probably hit him better, but medium drones will do more damage. I don't know. I'll keep that one on. Right, we're actually close enough now. I always like to orbit them just to mitigate damage, because obviously you're moving a little bit. Lock it up, unlock that, because it's just annoying me having one too many in there. I've been neglecting my D-scan again, trying to talk and do all this at the same time. It's quite bad. It's looking good to me. Why, thank you. The red ring is where you've hit a signature ring. Okay, I think I read that one, didn't I? Yeah. So you've hit the signature, but it's not 100% where it is. You're still quite far away, but my drones are slowly taking you out. I'm going to start this thing up. Keep up on D-scan as well.
The capacitor is empty.
Capacitor is empty again, but we'll live. The tank's not too badly damaged, then that cruiser's nearly gone. The downside is once that cruiser is gone, it's probably going to warp some more things in. 1, where's that 1? There it is. 5, 2, 1, something there. Anything in this one? Yeah, hidden thing. These are hidden, by the way, so you click on them, you might get something good, you might get something bad. So it could be another roadblock. Damn, don't I did that for. Let's get these drones back. Is there anything close enough that I can mute to get the, or not even to get this back? That one. It's a little bit too far away. Just going to cycle 2 of this off. In fact, I'm starting to get to the point now where I might have to just bookmark this, loot, and simply just walk off and get my cap back. It seems to be taking a bit of a hit. So where's my safe? I forgot to bookmark it now. Warp to that within 100.
Warp drive active.
And we'll get our cap back up a bit, and we'll come back again. This ship's not as cap stable as I thought it was. That seems to be knocking me a bit. Loot so far, I mean, we do have these to loot. There is loot inside the awakened thing, so we will, even if we can't complete the site, we will be warping back in. Let's get our, in fact, we won't bother putting the cloak on because I need the offer to put this on.
The capacitor is empty.
But loot so far is not an awful lot. It's like 11 mil. In fact, to be honest, half of that's probably what I already had. Bink, 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 bink. Yeah, so F all at the moment, so hopefully the loot's in the flipping wrecks. Let's just keep on D-scan for a bit and let's get ourselves repped up. So yes, I have actually done a few. I don't really tend to do these too much, the actual sleepery forgotten things, because when I have done them I tend not to get an awful lot of them, not compared to if you find like a Garista one or a Blood Raider one or something like that. They tend to have more loot in them.
The capacitor is empty.
Come on, I just want to back up. Is there any structures in here? Not by the looks of it, no.
The capacitor is empty.
Yeah, really not. I'm gonna have to rethink this fit. It's not cap stable at all. That's really holding me back. I like to be cap stable, mainly because it means I can accidentally forget to leave things on and not have to worry about crap. I've just like completely nerfed myself, which is what happened there. Ran out of cap, and as soon as me rep stopped, you can see it just like dropped slowly and slowly and slowly. I did bookmark that, so as soon as we rep back up again, we'll just head straight back in. Quite lucky in the sense that there's nothing here. Just keep typing V's in there in chat. Yeah, quite lucky. There's nothing on Scout, nothing's come in yet to try and take us out, so should be okay. I still haven't made a safe though, I should really. Oh, let's get that back on now, the caps up a bit. No, random person, it's not. As I say, I've done a few of these and the loot's been not really worth what you're up against, to be honest. If you jump through like 1 or 2 wormholes, you will eventually find like let's say the Blood Raider ones and Garista ones. They have like the Garista and Blood Raider modules in, or representative of whatever faction. The only ones I can think of off the top of my head are the Blood Raider and Garista ones. They have the faction modules in, and obviously they can be worth quite a lot, as opposed to the stuff I'm getting from here. Right, so we're all repped up again, so I'm just going to wait a second while the cap builds up, and then we'll get ourselves back in the action. Unfortunately, we only have one go left on that last container, because even though we didn't fail it and die, we did quit the hack, and ultimately that class as a fail hack. So we only have one try left. Swing, swing, swing. Has anyone else here got experience? You want the intact stuff? Intact, is that what the loot's called, is it? That's all that. Oh, I see, yeah, that's wrecked. Alright. Is it just random? Is it? Whether you get the intact sleeper boxes which you have to hack into? Yeah, wait for the cap. I would like the cap to be kind of full, because obviously it's going to take a chunk out when we warp there as well. I've still got a feeling that as soon as we try and get out of here, it's going to be like closed, but we'll soon find out. In fact, it might have already closed, because on the scanner here there's only one wormhole left. Oh wait, I ignored the other one, didn't I? As long as that's still there, it should be okay. When that disappears off, in fact, no, that'll stay there, won't it, until I scan again? So I can't really go off that. How my drones doing? My drones took a little bit of a beating, especially that one. I repair them in space with nano repair paste. I don't usually repair them, so I usually bring extras, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've only bought exactly 5s. Surprised not usually been like 6. Can't use nano repair paste on things to heal them. I didn't take these, so oh no! If I lose, that's an extra half of 50 milligrams. I forgot to take them out. If I lose, like it's a level 1 lost. Alright, that should do for cap, I think. Let's get back into it. Warp to within naught. Let's get a cloak on again as well. Stratos does this quite well, because you can hit them from better ranges. Put some lasers on there, beam lasers, and you can just sit back and block them. It takes longer, obviously, because you're at range, but since we're warping at naught, we'll probably be uncloaked by this, because we're right next to it. And yeah, these are outside. You're not outside of range, thank you. I'll take you. Am I still cloaked? Or to be within 5,000. Need to go uncloak anyway. Thank you. Also remind me once I finish this bloody box is in the wrong flipping place, not really sure why it's there. Get that out. What's Newton me? That thing there. Go and get that. Right, let's get this running. Also orbit that shall be like say 1,000. Bink. 3, 2, 1. Let's just get this running. 2, actually there's something from 1 there is 2, 1, something there. 2, 1. Is anything close? What's the range on this one again? 15, so they're going to be quite close for me to use that. I'll take that spanner, thank you. 1, 3, 4. Alright, so I'm going to have to knock that out. That was an easy-ish one. Alright, so what's in there? 19 mil, that's more like it, isn't it? Still nothing on D-scan, still slowly taking nothing out. Why are we not taking anything out? Take that out. And I need more range. Range. In the meantime, let's go towards this. I'm quite happy just to tank their damage, to be honest. I'm not. No, actually, I need that one. That's gonna. Not that one. That one. That's gonna start taking the cap away. Turn that off. Let's try and save cap as much as we can. Unlocked that. That one's done. It's this one we need next. Right, get onto that. I need that gone. And I'm being hit by missiles, aren't I? So it'll keep me micro warp off as well. 1,000. Still not. No, don't get off that one. But I'm just doing D-scan. Alright, so D-scan is going on that. What is the range of this? It's still 5,000. 6,000 for the Frostline one, eh? Right, that's got to get back on that one since it's already damaged. Nothing's close enough to actually use my main weapon on it, which is a bit of a pain. One. Oh. Look at that. Whole grid here we could have gone through and we just nailed it in one. Take that, thank you. What? There'll be nothing in it now though. Yeah, 340. I'll take it anyway. Last one over here, and then we'll just pick up some loot and we'll be on our merry way. Not sure how many waves of these awakened there are. Not sleepers, are they? The awakened. Sorry, I know I'm being hit by missiles, but I just want to get there sometime today. Over that, say 250 then. Drones, get on that one. It's a good job my drone range is like 55 kms, isn't it? Or 50 kms, close to. Nice, this is the last one. Unlock that. And let's get this thing going on there. Turn that off. Put some cap back. 2, 1, 1. Something there. 2. 1, 1, 1. Spanner. 2, 1. Ooh. Another spanner. Thank you. 5. D-scan, I'm forgetting. 5. That'll be the death of me one day. You only need to forget it for like 2 seconds and you're dead. And that one's quite easy as well. Forgotten sleeper. So they're not named differently. Sometimes they're named differently in like the faction ones. Nothing, that's probably why. I'll loot it all anyway. Sometimes they're named differently in the faction ones, and obviously they relate to what kind of loot you're going to be finding inside. Right, so that relic site's gone. So now if anyone's in the system and paying attention, they'll notice one relic site's gone, so I'll be obviously heading at some point to the next one. Don't attack the flipping... Stupid drones. Again, I just want to get there, please. Unlock that so I don't accidentally flipping attack it again. Why are they all missing? You see, that's worth $1 million in that wreck. I'm manually flying around that, aren't I? Go that way. Right, turn that off. We're back to full health again. Drones, you're being not even looked at the moment. That's nice. I'll go to that one.
The capacitor is empty.
What did I leave on that time? Oh, we micro warp. Yeah. That has to be used sparingly. There we go. Right, you can all come back now and have a bit of a break. Good drones. What am I heading towards here? Ship just seems to be going in its own little direction. Get that. Have a cycle of that off. Make sure we're fully healed up. Maneuverability, I really need to refit this ship because the maneuverability even is a bit not too good as well. Are we at full health yet? Yes, we are. Turn that off. Just keep an eye on over the D-scan now. At least we know now that no one can warp in to this site thinking, you know, they'll complete the site and then accidentally run into us because it's no longer on the probe scanner window. Thank you. Might help if I actually brought a tractor beam with me as well, wouldn't it? Might be something to consider in the future. What's a small manufacturing thing? Small manufacturing. Oh, this one here. Show info. That is the small manufacturing hull section used for... Oh, so when I use that, I get a Confessor, Civil, Jackdaw, or basically some other blueprint for a T3 cruiser. Like I say, I don't usually do these kind of sites, so I'm not sure what the loot's used for. I usually just sell everything. I like how that's moving. 66, slowly drifting away. Right, so other than be cap letting me down a little bit. Didn't actually do too well on that. So maybe if I got rid of a Trimark armor pump and put like a cap helping modder rig on there to get like an extra minute would be enough to more efficiently manage the capacitor. That's why I tend, if I'm doing a new fit or trying something new, always write test in your fits, because I mean I can show you fits for this where I didn't write test and I've tried to give them funny names and you forget what they're for, you end up keeping everything and end up with bloody fits all over the place. Well, that's why I mean manoeuvring's dead slow. That's obviously going to take it all up to 36 mil so far. I mean, how long has this site took us? I didn't actually clock what time we got here. around 55 mil. Is that how much that's worth? The small manufacturing 55 mil. If so, the estimation is well off. Nice. Well, what I'll do is once I've got enough stuff and I've decided, you know, enough's enough, I'll whack it all into a website to use called Appraisal. No, what's it called? Yeah, here it is. Appraisal price check. That'll give me the G to sell and buy prices as well. And we'll see exactly how much we managed to get. And 43 and buy. Yeah, so as I say, I don't usually do these. I have done one or two in like a Stratios before, going back a little while. But I always thought like what the loot I actually got wasn't worth doing the side say, don't I? To be honest, I say I've done them before. I've done like 2 or 3 before. That's why I decided to go for the Legion rather than the Stratios. I thought I'll test them out to see how we get on. So I found recently, I find less and less of the faction sites and more of the Sleeper and these Awakened sites, which is a bit of a pain. It's really annoying when you do finally find a wormhole, you get into it, gun everything down, and there's nothing really there for you if you're not willing to do the Sleeper and the Awakened ones. Are the Awakened the same as Sleeper? They sound like 2 different factions, like one's Awakened, one's Asleep. It's called Sleeper Medium, but they're called Awakened. I'm confused. So confused.com. Perhaps suffering a bit, but like I said, I'm pretty much done now anyway. There's another mill there. How many of them? We've got 16 of them worth 8 mil altogether, and 6 of them worth 1.2 mil, so they're not hugely expensive, but I'm not just going to leave a mill floating in space just because I can't be bothered slowly going over to it. I'll take it with me. We'll do this other one and then just hope that the wormhole on the way out is still open. Reload as well. I am right, isn't it? We can use any damage type on these, can't we? So let's go for the Javelin next, the Inferno Javelin. Javelin Infernos. I'm actually surprised they don't come closer to me. I thought they'll get within 24, but obviously not. Maybe I should go to lasers. Lasers get a lot more range. And the fact that you can instantly switch ammunition as well to dictate the range is always a plus. Sort of interest, I wonder how many people we've got watching now. Reload button, there it is. 9 people watching. One of you has left, or you've all left and it's 9 new people, but dropped 1. So close. I don't go that fast either, do I? Yeah, well, it's a lot better than moving at 210, isn't it? Going 119, 1199. Turn that off because we align quicker to get out of here. And we'll loot all that. In fact, what I will do is we'll just keep heading in this direction. Whack this on. If you give me a sec, we'll just see how much all this was worth. The easiest way to do it is simply stack all, get it in list view, control all, take away what we already had. Daily armor repairer. I've got one of them in my bloody cargo hold. What have I got one of them for? Better pace we already had, javelin we already had, probes we already had. Alright, so everything else there, unless I'm missing something, is new stuff. You simply copy that. Go to eveappraisal.com. I am cloaked up on it, yes I am. Eve Appraisal price checker. Submit. And that is a total of... In Jesus, that reckons total sell orders 33 million. Total buy is 25 million. Small manufacturing holds 15.9 million apparently total sell, total buy. Have a look in the universe. Yeah, about the same. About 30, say 35 mil max for that stuff. That's what it reckons anyway. And we'll just keep going to the next one. Might as well keep you there actually. But as Random Guy says, he's apparently in Jita and they're going for 55 mil each, so I won't know until you never know until you actually take them to market and find out anyway. Right, so we still have nothing on scan. This thing's only within 2.9, so it would be on scan if something was there. Up to within naught.
Warp drive active.
And let's get going. Let's do another one. See if we get anything different about the same. I mean, it's the same named site and the same system, literally within like 5 AU. So I'd imagine the loot would be about the same. Dude, this isn't really helping. I mean, obviously I was kind of relying on this NOS for keeping me cap up, but there's just nothing there. Alright, so same again, we just got 2 of these awakened patrollers. They only seem to have a mil each in the loot. So I'm thinking of just picking one, blowing one up, and just tanking the other, rather than going through all the different waves, since the loot in the last one anyway seemed to be in these. Not slow burn all the way there. Let's lock up. Go for the closer one. Alright. Before the things start hitting me, let's get one of these off. Medium thermal, 49, I can get you. There you go. Go get him. Yeah, I'm not going to get the other one. I don't really see the point. The small intact hull's worth that much. No worries, mate. Maybe we'll get one in this site. Okay, we've got a venture. Was that right? I just seen a venture on D-scan. How long was that there? That did say venture, didn't it? Just keep D-scan open. I'm pretty much prepared to kind of attack anything that comes anyway. We're close enough to switch over to the rage. Field's going, that's not a problem. Wait, no, this is 30. I was wasting ammunition now, not close enough. Flare up an hack. The other one's close enough. Back to the javelin. Alright, lock this one up. Give it a close eye on me over you now since I've seen your ship. I know I didn't quite catch the name. Sure, it's Adventure, in which case we're perfectly safe. Alright, so we're close enough to that, so just stop at 2500, let's say. And get that going. Alright, so I'm going to bring my drones back now, and I'm just going to try and tank this other one. I don't really see the point in taking it out, since the loot's not worth much, in like a mil max in the loot, and all it's doing is just forcing me to warp out and waste time. And since obviously making Iskaneva is a lot about time versus like reward, so if I can get more loot, or less loot overall, but it only takes me half the amount of time, then bye man, that's worth it. Thank you. Alright, let's watch me cap on that. Come on. Get wrecked arm and nanobots. You're worth nothing. Are you using lasers or are you using missiles? Lasers. No, but I always like grid view. I like to be able to see the nice little pictures. You got some missiles with mainly lasers. Okay, we can take the small hits in DPS, which we're taking in order to get there a bit quicker. Let's get on the D-scan again. I'm pretty sure that said Venture. It began with a V anyway. I can't think of any other ships that began with a V. What was that? 1,000 this time, so I'm fed up having to wait to slow burn over to it. When I do decide to loot it. We're not within 6. What have I just locked up? Oh, I've got the wrong one selected, that's why. One target that one. 1, 2, 1, 1. There it is. 3, 2, 2, 1. Thank you. Go around the long way. Obviously, maybe not. This way. Nothing in D-scan, nothing in... oh, you've also got to keep an eye on your overview, because you do get ships like the Curse and stuff, which can avoid D-scan completely. And... fort there. There we go. Let's actually loot this one. Yay, 1 carbon. Needed that. Thought that 1 carbon would be screwed. Might as well put nothing in it, to be honest. It just takes up flipping money selling the thing. Go around that, please, rather than trying to go through it. And over that, 1,000. I know you can't use this view, but it kind of confuses me using this. Since my mouse is quite touchy as well, it's quite hard to actually get it perfect. Right, wasting cap now. Unlock that one. Where is my ship going? Go towards it. Oh, that's why I'm swinging wide because I've got that on. Alright, D-scan still nothing. 5, I'm miles away from anything here, not bothered about that block in that case. 3, 3, 3, 2, 1. Oh, something here. Do anything else? 3, 1, 2. There's got to be something here. That one. 3. That's just going to be down here. 2. Come on. 1. Where is it? There he is. Take him. Thank you. 22 mil on that one. Small manufacturing, small rect, and wrecked hole. Take that. Thank you. We're up to 64 mil. I didn't clock what time did I actually get into this wormhole. It'd be nice to know how much I actually make an hour just doing these 2 sites. You can't really go off the estimated disc off 1 site. If you do 1 site, you go, oh, I've got nothing off that, it wasn't worth it, which is what I have done in the past, which I do run a bit more. So you might have just got a bad site. You might be in a really like C1 wormhole, which is the lowest of all the wormholes. Could just be unlucky and got 1 full of carbon. It'd be nice to know how much we get from both of them, like combine and work out how much we made roughly an hour. I've got that one locked off now. Yeah. Oh, D-Scans keep that going. I'm gonna get my probe launchers out after this, so we can track down that venture. Because why the hell not? If you're stupid enough to stay in a system that's got a Legion visible on D-Scan, then he obviously doesn't like this venture much. 2, 1, 1, 1. Thank you. 5 from miles away. No, I click that one. 3, 2, something here. 1, 1. There he is. Don't even need to use these spanners. Put in that one. Cycle of this off. Gotta speed up. Let's get 2 cycles off, I think. It's 1,000. Unlock that, lock that. Like I say, I'm not. If I wasn't talking, I was 100% focused. I could face the screen. Like, come on, let's go. We can do this. So I'll be a lot quicker. Just making excuses for myself why I'm like being so slow online. Spanners. 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Where is it? It's over there actually. 4, 3, 4, so nothing in that corner. 2, something down here. 1, 2, this is blocking it. There he is. Oh, that's disappointing, nothing in the last one. Right, let's go to the loot then. Let's just start collecting some of this stuff up. Might as well blast these last ones out now. Unlock that. Lock him up. Drones, get back out there. What? Oop. Why not? Get him. Go loot them. I'll get a few bits of loot off these. Make sure that like the max is actually 1 mil off them. All the others 1 mil, so I can't see this site being any different really. Right, he's not targeting me no more. He's targeting drones. Is it worth pulling them back? Yeah, leave him out. Not a great deal if we lose 1 drone, is it? Yeah, there's 1 mil in that. If there's only 1 mil in this thing here, I'm still firing and I'm well out of range. If there's only 1 mil in this ship, then I'm not even going to bother attacking the rest. Maybe the battle cruisers have, or battleships even have more in, but I'm going to get cruisers on this one. Let me headphones wrap around my feet again. I don't know how I would do that, so I don't really kick my feet or nothing. Goes to him. Just switch these out for the combat as well. Let's see if there's actually anything here. Right, so now I'm going to get all this warping in. I'm just going to recall these. Loot that, general. Yeah, there we go. See all cruisers and frigates again. That was a bit further off than I thought. Anything close enough to get some cap off? Yep. Yeah, 1 mil. I'm gonna get like 1 mil off them. Alright, so let's go to here within 100.
Warp drive active.
Get that off. And that's going to be the 2 sites I do in here anyway, because this one was due to close. Luckily, the ignored wormhole is still showing as ignored, so hopefully it's still there and hasn't just like disappeared. Or has. I'm going to be taking the long way around and probably end up in null somewhere, and the stream will go on for days because I'll be stuck and lost. Good time now. 20 past 12. Alright, so we can turn that off now. Right, so this is any time really use the launch spread formations if you're using combat probes. I'm also gonna put that on as well, so no one can find us. It'll be all sneaky beaky. Let's just head up to the stars. See if there's anything actually in here with us. Because I'm sure I see an adventure. Adventure's not the most exciting kill, but if we can get a kill as well, that'd be nice. Oh wait, I've got a... no, I'm set on all, aren't I? Yips. Oh, sorry, it's bringing everything up. What have we got? Starbase, mobile sentries. This is why you don't just warp things at north, because there's mobile sentries and stuff about. Sentries, refine. Someone's got a refinery here. Yeah, good for them. Engineering complex. Someone is quite set up here, aren't they? Starbase, citadels, status weather fires, citadels, engineering complex, starbases. Normal good stuff. It's quite someone does live here by the looks of it. Obviously you don't have like 4, 5, 6 refineries in here. You're just here for like 1 day. Yeah, nothing in there really which we can attack, so let's bring that back. Let's see if we can go to our exit and see if we can get out.
Warp drive active.
So this Legion, I'm not too happy with it at all, to be honest, when it comes to the sleeper sites. It's just not cap stable enough. The weapons just aren't long range enough, or don't have the range, should I say, to actually attack these sleepers, because they seem to sit at about 25 to 30, and I only have range to go to like 24. It's always the way. Everything I seem to attack is always like just 1 kilometer out. So even in like the abyss space, I'll be all set to be able to like web them and blast them from 10 kms, and they'll sit at 11. You're like, why? Why do it? And here we are, all safe and sound. So let's just reload everything and dock up.
Warp drive active.
And let's have another look at what we got again. Let's get everything now we've got into. Except for that. I don't know if I can copy it when it's not in list 4. Let's find out. We already had that. I also didn't stack everything, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. Medium ants. I'm pretty sure we didn't find a medium ant armor repairer. Or did we? I remember bringing them one. Oh, it's only half mil. Take it out. Exactly where for. So the estimated is 56.5. And Eve Praisal reckons.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Oh wait, I didn't copy it. Ah! No, I've got to select everything again. Drop it into the list, because I don't know if you can do it the other way. Back all. I want the carbon. That one. I don't remember what I had and what I didn't now. That one, and that one. That one. That's about right, 56 mil estimated. Copy all of that. We'll put that straight into Eve Praisal. And that all is worth a total sell order of just over 60 million. And I'm not sure how long I was in there. Has anyone any ideas how long I was in there for? I can't really rewind the stream to have a look, but I wouldn't say more than an hour. What time? I mean, I started at 9. We were in the Magnate for a long time, wasn't we? 'Cause we couldn't find a wormhole. We actually got near enough the same amount of loot from one site in High-Sec, one ghost site. That almost makes this not worth it, but then again, you don't come across those ghost sites very often, or at least I don't come across them very often. So I wouldn't pin you if you're just going to do exploration and think, oh, just stay in High-Sec. You might not actually find too much in there. I'm not saying you shouldn't, you will find them, but it's not going to be all over the place. Is that 60 mil plus the 50? Let's just say, was it 50 mil, 50, 60 mil? So let's say 100 mil. Let's say 110 mil, because obviously everything's just a little bit over. 110 million, and we started the stream at 9. Actually got going about 9:30. So 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12. So that's 100 mil, 3 hours, about 30 mil an hour. I mean, I did do about half of that, over half of that in a Magnate, like cheap fit. So I don't know, what do you think? That's not too bad. If we just go off the Legion alone, I reckon we've been going for about an hour. So that's about 50 mil an hour. I'm just going to compare it to mining, because I do mining a little bit when I'm bored. I'll just sit and move off and just let it mine away. I know it's not the ideal shit, but I tend to get boosts out to like people in co-op and stuff. But I can't make 50 mil an hour mining. And we have moon ore to mine. I mean, yeah, we're in High-Sec. We have, I keep looking at me talking to you. We have moon ore and stuff to mine, but I still can't make 50 mil an hour mining. Maybe if I multi-boxed and got like a whole fleet out, I might do. So I still think exploration is definitely the way to go, especially as a new player. I mean, yeah, it's a lot risky and you can't do those sleeper sites, but as a new player, it's not hard to kind of just sneak around, stay hidden, find that one site which has got, you know, a good amount of risk in, and you know, get home safe with it. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you have any questions, then whack them up now, because there is a delay for a bit, so get them up now. Random person says question marks. Not quite sure what you're unsure about, mate. It's just trying to go through a few rough numbers. But yeah, I'm definitely going to check. I'm not even going to link the description or the fit for this one. Didn't work out too well at all. I don't know. Anyone else use T3s to do these? You make 400 mil an hour mining. How do you make 400 mil an hour mining? I can't make 400 mil an hour mining. I will be honest, I mean, this is not my mining account, so pay attention to the fact, so don't pay attention to the fact that I can't fly any of these mining ships. I'm just going to show you what I can use. On my mining chart, I can use all these barges, can't use the Tech 2s, have the Orca, what's that one now? Porpoise. Have the Orca, which I can use, and quite often gives boosts out too, not bad skills in that, not bad skills in all these. Can use the Tech 2 with all the lasers, crystals and stuff, and I can sit there for an hour and not get more than like 10-20 mil, honestly. Do move to null if you want to mine. High-Sec is about dead. I can believe you on that. That's why we moved into moon mining, so we get some of the lower sec ores, but obviously in High-Sec. Yeah, I can't seem to make the money off it. We have, excuse me, we have miners in co-op who do nothing but mine. And they see, when I talk to them, they seem to have a lot of money. Wormholes, yeah, they're meant to be OP, like. But yeah, they do a lot of mining in co-op, and they don't seem to have a problem with how much money they earn. I don't know how much they earn. I do some of the taxes for the moon ore, and I can tell you that even when I look at how much total, we'll let the moon ore miner run for like a week, usually on week cycles, and the total amount we get from one moon isn't anywhere near as much as you'd think for blowing up a chunk for like a week. I know a week's not long, but we're only a small co-op. If we let it run for a month, it'll take us like a week to mine, and all it'll probably despawn before we actually get through it. But yeah, I don't seem to make that much mining. And I've tried. I've even put videos out there of like, you know, showing you me going to low sec. I understand is not ideal. You get that massive risk involved with being able to be attacked and stuff, and so there's not that much more reward for the ores. So null's definitely the place to go, but I haven't tested null out. I am keen to test out wormholes. I really want to take a mining fleet into wormholes and see how that gets on. Although I can imagine it would not last long. You'd need to have like 4 or 5 people with you just to defend your fleets, to like put people off attacking them. But that's it. I can't remember. I wish I'd remembered, like, noted down what time I actually started, like, those 2 sites, because it would be nice to know how long they actually took and stuff. You can make 1 to 2 built-in moons easy in nullsec. I'd believe that. Yeah, I can believe that. You get like 4. Well, it depends how many miners you've got, but we usually run ours on weekly cycles. So you get 4 refineries on decent moons after running week cycles each and have a moon popping every week with raw calls around. You could quite easily scoop them up, yeah. Mining R64 and stuff. I'm not quite sure what mining R64 means. I say I'm not a true miner. I'm not even in the extremes. I'm in the mining barges. But yeah, I just don't seem to have much luck with it. PI, I seem to get quite a bit of money from PI, like passive. I mean, I'm not talking millions and billions, like, but I get a bit of money from PI because, well, you just leave it running, don't you, for like a week and come back to it. Combat sites, not so much. I tend to run them when I'm bored. Mission running, not so much. Faction warfare. Faction warfare accounts, who sits in a case, he gets quite a bit of money from the loyalty points. Good way of making this, but maybe not so much new player friendly because you've got to deal with, well, obviously low sec, people being able to kill you. You've got DMBCs around as well. You've got to keep an eye on your D-scan, all that good stuff. Chaos is ideal because I can just sit in like I'll just open up like 4 or 5 sites and just sit in a medium, and no one has any idea I'm there because I'm not on D-scan. I'm going to get the combat probes out, which doesn't happen very often. I seem to be the only person who uses them. It's very rare I run into combat probes unless they're mine. Tell you what I have been doing, which makes good money. It makes me sound like a right bad person, like. But I will go out in a Legion, not this fit, like, with combat scope probe scanners, and I'll go around and I'll just start popping people's mobile tractor units that have been left behind. No, I've not done the burner missions. I haven't focused too much on missions. I do run them every now and then, but it's not something I do for money. It's usually something I do when I'm bored and just want to do a little bit of PvE. As you can tell, where's my assets? Oh no, not assets. Just journal, combat log. Yeah, I've got I mean, that was from Faction Warfare. I've got some with Sisters of Eve. Obviously, I've spent some of these. These aren't like just totals added up. I've obviously bought stuff from these, but I've run them for Amar, Ministry of Assessments. This one, Sisters of Eve. Not so much with. I think I've done like 1 mission for them. But it's just usually when I'm bored, I just want to try something new. I used to successfully run Blood Annexes and Sancha plus Blood 4-6 dead sites in a Legion. OFC Skanawa is not constant and random, but finding good loot is the UFN part. Fun part. Hello Gibson Music Man, nice to see you. I think it's the first time you popped up in chat, so I don't know what it did down. I think some weird salute. I need to figure out a way to greet people online rather than hi, just waving like a madman. I'll figure it out. So you used to use the Legion to run the Blood Annexes and the Sancha Blood 4-6 dead sites. Not had much luck with the DD sites. But again, it's a part of the. I tend to do a little bit of everything. So I'll do a little bit of like missions for like a week, and then I'll do a little bit of faction warfare for like a few weeks because I tend to like get into that. Then I'll do exploration for a week, then I might get into mining for a little bit, when I'm bored. I don't seem to focus on anything in particular, and that's probably where my problem is when it comes to making money. I do a little bit of everything, but I'm not focused in any area. If I completely focused all my time and energy on running level 4 missions, Joe, I'd probably be better off than doing like level 2 everything else, if that makes sense. I mean, the only reason I recommend exploration is you get to see a little bit of the world, you figure out how everything works, you get to practice your DD scan, sneaky beaky stuff, and it's a good way of making this without having to run, you know, hours and hours of grinding to get skills up, or not skills, you don't grind to get skills up, to get your what's it called, standings. You don't need to worry about your standings, you don't need to worry about losing chips in DD4 sites and anything like that. You simply just grab a Magnate or similar for 10 mil and off you go. Burner missions, yeah. No, I don't think I've done burner missions. Are these the one? They're they're the ones you run in. What the hell's the flipping? I'm forgetting my words now. Industrial, they're the ones you do the industrial, like the transporting in. and it'll say get it from here to there, but you've got to go through a cloud and things for shooting you at the same time. You've got to choose between speed and tank and being able to fight back and all that kind of. Well, you don't mean fight back in industrial. Are they the Bayonet missions? If that makes any sense whatsoever. Other than that, I'm not sure what Bayonet missions are. I might look into that then. I agree, Gibson. It's like a treasure hunt. Yeah. I haven't tried them. I might have to give it a go. But if anyone does have a fit for a Legion which is set up to go exploring, then let me know, because I kind of guessed with this one, because there used to be a subsystem which will give you a bonus to your data and relic analyzers. I'm sure there was, but now there isn't. I'll quickly open up the fitting window and go to this one. See, this is what happens if you don't name them, test or give them proper names. I mean, I've started to, especially in our corp fittings. Wait, get rid of that. There's the frigates. I put a lot of frigates in. See, I've started actually naming them properly. So solo, mid-range, shield fit, tech 1 armor, rep high speed, cap stable, armor fit, armorology. So I actually know what they are. Whereas when it comes to naming my own ships, I mean, I've stole a few from Ezekiel. I have no idea what any of these are, except for that one now. Now I know it's test dual rep exploration ship. But like, I mean, why have I called that? Mwahaha. What was the idea behind it? No idea. That's obviously a high DPS ship. This one. Where's I used to fly one. I actually sold it in the end. I got to the point where it was getting ridiculously expensive. But I had one where I kept using it and I didn't lose it for ages. In fact, I kept it for like 6 months. Yeah, I've got the covert reconfiguration, but that doesn't give you a bonus, so does it, towards... Oh, it does. 10% bonus to relic and data analyzer. Oh, how did I miss that? Yeah, so I did have the right one on. I had that one on. Armor repair. I didn't even know what the armor repair effectiveness is either. I literally, that was one of the ones I just threw on because I've always put that on my Legion, always. It's very few fits I have which don't have it, because if I'm in a Legion, I'm usually going into Wormhole space. I've got my train of thought now. I had a Legion and I was using it, and I was owning it, to be honest. I'd take it into low second, get kills in there. I'd go around high second, find people flashy and just blow them up. I was running missions in it, like the same fits, just running missions in it. And I got to the point where I was like, well, it's working so well. If I just spend a little bit more on this better mod, it'll make it even better. I'm not changing the fit. I'm literally just taking, like, say, this ballistic control and putting a faction one on, just to give me that a bit of an extra boost. I forget what I called it now. Pokemon, yeah. Bit of a weird name, like. I mean, that was up to 1.4. I even got to the point where I made a cheap version. 700. Yeah, you can see where it's been sneaking up. There's 781. That one up is like 700. Oh, that's the same one, isn't it? Oh, I just copied his fit and renamed it, quite possibly. But you get the idea anyway. It was just got to the point where it was like this ship I was flying, I was still taking into wormholes, and most like was worth like 1.4, 1.5, 1.6 billion. And I was saying to people, I'm gonna have to get rid of it because it's getting to the point now it's that expensive. If I lose it, I'll be absolutely devastated and I'll struggle to like actually get it back. And then you have the snobs being like, oh, 1.4 bill, that's nothing for a ship. I use them for faction warfare and lose like 5 at a time. I was like, that's great for you, but I can't afford to lose that much. Forget what I was talking about now. It seems to have gone on to expensive fits, but yeah, if you do, that's right. If you do have a fit for a Legion, then let me know, because the way I explain T3s to everyone is that it can do absolutely everything and it can be fitted for everything, and sometimes it can be difficult to actually pinpoint exactly what you want it to do and get it ready for just that like specific area. Other than that, I think we've kind of come to the end of the stream. I've still got to remember to look up there for you guys rather than over there. Plus my voice is starting to go, so I'm going to have to call it the end. So, like I said, if you do want to start off the corp, if you do want to join a corp, then feel free to message me, Disowned Hero, or simply search for Disowned Heroes in game. We're very new player friendly, very returning players, and we've got people who used to play for years and then left for like years and then came back and just needed like a top up. We've got lower tax rate than the NPCs. We do operations in A lot of our guys are running the Abyss at the moment. We've got mining going on. We've got a lot of industry and making ships and stuff. So we try and do a little bit of everything, to be honest. I think the only thing we don't do that much of is PvP. Although we do it solo. I'll go out on my own, but we don't tend to do it too much as a corp. So we haven't kind of got that side covered yet, and we have a lower tax rate except than the NPC corps. If you do want to try the game, if you've watched this till the end, a chance that you probably play it already, but if you don't already play the game, there is a link in the description down below to take you to the CCP website where you'll be able to create a character, create an account, all that kind of good stuff, and you'll get 250,000 extra skill points, which is about a week's worth of training, just to give you a boost when you first start. Don't get me wrong, it's not completely free. Well, I'm just going to say it's completely free, but I do get something in return for it, is what I mean. When you do pay, if you do choose to become an Omega account, I get like some goodies in game. Nothing major, but it just it's nice when I log in and I'm like, oh look, someone's actually took the game on and moved a step further, and I've got a good few hundred mils worth of goodies there. Let's get to bonuses. Have you seen how pricey AT ships are? What's AT ships, sorry? Attack ships? Automatic transmission ships. Clutches are a bit worn, but there's good mileage on them. I was gonna say, yeah, if you've not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I try and put videos out daily. I do miss some every now and then, but if you look back through my channel, you see I've got like a good 4 or 5 out a week, as well as I've started streaming, trying to get a few streams out a week as well. Always starting at about 9 o'clock UK time in the evening and ending about now as well. If you are feeling super generous, there is a link to a paypal.me account in the description, so if you want to give me £1 or 50p or 10p or however much you've got, then it will really help me out, and I'll also get a little message out to you in the next video as well, giving you a big thumbs up and a big thank you. So other than that, thank you all. Alliance tournament, sorry, I'm just looking over. Have you seen the pricey Alliance tournament ships? No, I tend not to look too much at the very specific aftermarket ships. I mean, some of the extra ships like the Concorde range, I know they're quite expensive. Obviously all the ships that kind of appear in Ship Tree, I kind of know quite a bit about them, but the actual Alliance tournament ships with like limited numbers, there's like 10 of them kind of thing, I don't really look into. Yeah, I can believe so. There's actually people who actually take them out as well, aren't they, to try and rack kill marks up on them. Super blingy 130 build ships for these tournaments, Alliance tournament ships, and they take them out PvP. And mine would sit in the station just so I can look at it. Anyways, back to the outro. So thank you guys so much for watching. I've probably already said this, so I'm going to say it again. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, then please hit a like in the description down below. If you haven't subscribed, then subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. That's not right. How do I usually end it? I say, I forgot my bloody outro now. As always, stay awesome, and I'll see you right here in another video. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. I'm going to look that way because that's where I think you are. Take care, guys. See you soon.